Sports Encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. You said from day one you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
he's. Can you say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Rich. You got the belt around you. Coach JB Show.
What up? Boats and hoes, we're in the building. It is Truth Telling Thursday. I'm going to tell the truth because that's what I do on the realest show on planet Earth, the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, powered by BetUS. Head on over to BetUS today. Use my promo code Coach JB as it is Thursday night, prime time, NFL football, NFC West showdown, Rams, Niners. Get into it tonight right here at SoFi. We're going to do some ride or die. Oh, man, I got some interesting questions for you during that segment right there, Smitty. We'll bring him in right here in a second. We got a lot going on. We got an NFL veteran, 10-year veteran, Notre Dame legend, Eagle and Bear, Paul Grasmanis joining us today on the show live. If any of you don't know who that is, go Google him right now before the show starts. Trent Richardson will be joining us, Bama legend, and then, of course, the Korean Cosell himself, Steve Kim, will join us. So we got a loaded lineup today on this NFL Thursday prime time showdown, NFC West, Rams, Niners game. We're going to dive into all things real on the realest show on planet Earth. So we will dive into all that. But Bill Belichick has been hired at North Carolina. So I'm here to eat crow. We'll dive into it. The Rams take on the Niners in an NFC West showdown tonight. And UNLV is moving to finalize a deal with former Mississippi State and Florida head coach Dan Mullen. Ohio State Representative Josh Williams introduced the OHIO Sportsmanship Act Tuesday, which would make it a felony offense to plant a flag in the center of Ohio Stadium. West Virginia is hiring former West Virginia head coach Rich Rod, as Rich Rodriguez is the next head coach again in Morgantown. But before we begin, my main man and Naptown legend, East Sider, Far East Sider, the one and only, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defendant, and Caitlin Clark swinging, our main man, Big Smitty. Bring him in.
Yeah, we here, baby. 6 a.m. Pacific time. I'm in the studio. My studio said I'm so happy to be back in here. You know what I'm saying? Knock on wood. I haven't heard no complaints from the neighbors yet. I've been keeping my voice as decent as possible, loud enough so y'all can hear me, low enough to where it's not going too crazy. Because you know I do respect my neighbors, and I do remember back in the days that when I look back, and you know I got to eat crow too. When we first started off, I was in this thing. I had my standing desk. I was walking back and forth on the floor. We were screaming, going crazy. So I got to take some accountability as well. I think we smooth. Myself look better than JB's, and we here again. It's live. Big time Thursday.
So you're not living life then?
What you mean? What you saying?
I'm saying I'm gonna wait because I got a quote of the day that's very, very relative to what you're saying right now.
Okay.
Or contrary to belief.
That's
whatever.
a cliffhanger right there.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna be honest, because I don't know, because I live life.
Okay. You do.
Meaning I do what I want to do. So I don't have to do what I have to do. So I live life.
Right there.
I live life. I do what I want to do, not what I have to do.
But you also have a house that you own.
Yeah, but I earn that
100%.
by doing what I want to do.
But if
I did what I had to do, I wouldn't own a house.
If you was living in an apartment right now, you would not just be making all types of noise.
Yeah, but that's my point. I did what I had to do so I could do what I want to do.
Right. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing what I have to do to do what I want to do. You remember, I'm 20 years younger than you, homie.
But bottom line is right now, you're not living life because when you live life, you do what you want to do, not what you have to do.
I'm doing a little bit of both right now.
Nah, because you can't walk around yelling.
That's just one example, though. There's other examples of life that I am living.
I know, but this right here, so for it blow it up and we get out of that and you could get out of the other thing and we could do the other thing and make a lot of money. You got to do what you want to do so you don't have to do what you have to do.
How long do I got to do what I have to do so I can do what I want to do?
That's up to you. Like you got to do some things that you probably don't want no one else to know about that you have to go do so you can do what you want to do right here.
So if I go, just for in summation before we move forward. So I got to do what I have to do for as long as I have to do it. And I might have to do something that I want other people to know that I have to do so that I no longer have to do what I have to do so I can do what I want to do.
You missed one part of what you had to do, though.
Okay. My fault. I thought I had it.
Because you're missing right now what you're doing right now. You're not living life. Back to the original thing.
This is deep.
You're not living life right now because you can't walk around on your stand-up desk yelling, screaming. So you're doing what you have to do. Basically, the man holding you down on me.
Tell me something I don't know. We're going to get to that a little later. Tell me something I don't know. But we here live, man, JB. We got loaded.
I did some research, though. A brother owns your guys' complex.
No, he don't. I actually know the owner. It's not a brother or a white man.
I know who it is.
It's like it's other.
I know who it is.
What we got today, man? Can you go through the rundown? I want to know what's the topics for today. I want to know what we got going on. It's Thursday. It's my favorite day of the week, so it got to be my favorite show of the week. I'm energized. I've been up for hours arguing with people in the group chat about certain topics. I've been working on emails. I've been doing a lot, man. I've been up for hours.
You wasted a lot of breath on those text messages. I was like, damn, Smitty up early. Talking just nonsense.
I'm always up early.
Each his own. It's all his own. Each has his own opinion. It is what it is. I
love when people don't agree with me. Actually, like to me, that almost validates what I'm saying.
I was like, you and Bailey get into it because I was laughing. I was watching Sports Center.
You wasn't. You was asleep on. You old with it. You old.
I went to bed early last night.
Bailey on East Coast time, so he it's like dinner at 12 o'clock where he at. I just get up early. Like
he had a whole nother time.
My passion wakes me up. You know what I'm saying? I've been up since 3 o'clock just working, sending out emails.
I don't need an alarm clock to wake me up.
Yo, what?
Don't let an alarm clock be the only reason you wake up, homie.
Amen. It didn't wake me up today.
You need an alarm. I don't.
I just woke up today. Right-handed guy.
Talk about this. Just talk about anything the whole show. See how it does.
I kind of like it like this. Like this is easy for me. Like
I hate it.
God gave me a natural gift, the gift of gab, the gift of getting to know people, so I could talk like this 3 hours straight easily. Yeah, it's a struggle for you.
I don't need any. I can literally talk about whatever I want. This is what I do.
you have to work to get this good. Like this, I was born this way.
Yeah, right. I'm literally I can sell ice to an Eskimo in Alaska, butt naked, 7 days out of the week at any time.
Anytime?
Anytime.
I can sell water to a well, fully hydrated. He don't even want the water. I can sell it to him.
I can do it though and not get wet.
You might want to get wet. All right, let's continue, man. What we got for today, man? Let's get it. Big rundown.
Did you hear about this girl They got
101 people.
100 cats ran through her. Did she really think that she was going to come out of there unscathed and not
no way.
catch? So she hit for, well, we could call it a lot of things. I tweeted it out yesterday and kind of caught fire. I asked if it was a hat trick. But a lot of folks think it was a triple crown.
Explain the difference.
Well, triple crown, hat trick, hit for the cycle. She got 3 things. I think she got HPV or HP2. She got, I think, the clap. And I think, well, she got chlamydia and gonorrhea. So she got chlamydia, gonorrhea, and HPV2. So she hit for the cycle, or she got a hat trick.
Yeah. T's and P's or
no? Well, HP2, I believe. If I'm not.
No, I'm saying, is it T's and P's for her or no?
She won't die because y'all side over there got Fauci.
Oh, okay.
So he'll put a mask on her and say it's all right.
Bet. All right, cool. Well, let's
but
get
anyway,
to the show, man. Let's get to the rundown, man. We got a lot going on today.
Thing, right? That's not a real thing, though, right?
What you mean?
Like that was a warm up.
That's her warm up. What's the actual test, homie?
1,000 in a day.
No, she's trying to die, homie. When you do that,
no, real shit. She's doing 1,000, homie.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
She's doing 1,000. She's doing 1,000 in February. That was a warm up. That was a warm up.
You know what's worse than her though? Doing that, it's the men who are willing to put their thing in her. I wouldn't touch her with your penis.
But I'm trying to figure out why there was no condoms worn.
It went on condoms. Well, obviously HPV.
Well, how you?
God. That's just disgusting, homie. That's disgusting. If that was your family member, sister, whoever, like, what you saying to her? Are you?
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. Here's the thing. Here's the issue. It wouldn't be. Here's the issue, though. You know what I mean. Here's the issue, though. What a like daddy's little girl, huh?
Man, right? Exactly. That's sheesh.
I mean, daddy woke up like, oh, my dream girl is my daughter.
She probably got real daddy issues, though. That's probably why she's doing this.
My daughter's fucking everything I could imagine.
Jason, you're hilarious today, man.
Oh, Darnell, be quiet. You ready?
I'm been ready. Let's go. Let's get to it, man. You said you was gonna eat crow. Bill Belichick got hired as North Carolina head coach. You said it wasn't gonna be a real thing. He was waiting for his son. It's a 3-year deal. I want to see you eat crow right now. Go.
Okay, I'm here to eat crow. But anyway,
but you know what? Before we do that, because you already teased it, let's go ahead and do quote of the day first, man. Quote of the day.
No, let me. I'll lead in and we'll do it. It's quick. I'll lead in and eat crow. I'm here to eat crow with Big Smitty, like grown folks do. Bill Belichick, who I said would never sign a deal to become a college head coach, has signed a deal to become a college head coach. He signed a 5-year, $50 million deal. As of about 2 this morning, he was on a 3-year, $30 million deal. I think he wanted to extend it for his son's sake and some other things. This is fact. I know for a fact because I have the text message. But anyway, which sounds wild to me. He has taken a good friend, Michael Lombardi, with him as his GM and operational, what we call a DFO at the college level, Director of Football Operations. So he will run this like an NFL organization. The issue is, can he? The NIL, the portal era, kids nowadays not caring about the game as much as the money, will eventually either send Bill, A, back into retirement forever, back on the McAfee show and the Manning cast and doing those things, or B, back to the NFL where he belongs. And he goes and breaks Shula's record for all-time wins, which he trails by 17 victories. I believe he wants that more than anything, but I believe that he's being held down in some sort, way, shape, or form. In his opinion, he's not going to get hired. So he told the NFL, guess what? I'll give you a shit sandwich, and here it is. I'll go win here. And he's going to do it the reverse order of one of his mentors, like a Paul Brown did when he was a 7-time national champ college coach, and then he goes to the NFL. Bill has won 6 in the NFL and now going to go to college, but he's at 72 years old. So I don't know. I'll eat crow and say that that I said he would be the coach, and he or wouldn't be the coach, and he is now the coach. But I also want to ask everybody out there who's talking shit, show me what you predicted. I'm waiting still waiting for you guys to show me what you predicted. The Rams take on the 49ers tonight, Smitty, in an NFC West showdown, and the winner has a significant chance to make the playoffs and sneak in as either the 4 seed or the 7 seed. And I think the Rams get it done and will play Seattle for the title in the West. We're going to break that down, Smitty, but let's get into the quote of the day brought to you by BetUS.
Yes,
BetUS is a proud sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. You can use the promo code CoachJB and get you a 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 with protection, contrary to old girl's belief, and you can get insurance. You can get protection, which she should have done, and insurance up to $2,000 on your first deposit.
You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. I've gambled around a lot when it comes on the sports side, been on different platforms. There's no platform like BetUS when it comes to just being user-friendly, ease of use. And listen, y'all, if we using it, y'all got to use it. If you part of the Slap Dick Nation, if you rock with Big Smitty and JB, why not use what we're using? So go ahead and make your account right now. Use code JB, bet on the game tonight, and let them know that we sent you there. But JB, it's time for my favorite quote of the day. I know it's gonna be a top 11 quote. I got that in mind. Just the aura, the energy of the show is gonna be top 11.
You said yesterday it was number 1 ever.
Yeah, that was the best one you've ever said. But this is gonna be top 11 right here. I feel it. I'm ready for it. Pause. What you got for us today, JB?
Quote of the day brought to you by BetUS. Stop caring who is doing better than you. Just be better than you were yesterday, today.
I like that. Quit worrying about who's better than you. Just be better than yesterday, today. Basically, you're saying just worry about the now. Be present. You can't control what happened yesterday. The future is kind of out of your control as well. There's no guarantees for the future. Only thing you can do is control this exact moment at 6:21 a.m. Pacific time, 9:21 a.m. Eastern time, and 8:21 Central time. Control that situation right now. I like that, JB. Top 11.
What time is it in Hawaii?
It's actually 3 hours before. It is 3:21 a.m.
So make sure you say all of them. What time is it in Japan?
Look, JB. I love when JB asked me some shit. He think I don't know, but I know a lot of shit.
What time is it in Japan?
Easily. Come on now. It's like midnight. It's midnight, homie. It's 12:21, homie.
What time is it in Australia?
Bro, could we go move on to the contrary to belief?
Just told you, I knew it.
I know
Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks today. Use the promo code CoachJB as well. Doing what you want instead of what you have to is living life. Contrary to belief.
Okay. All full circle. Full circle. Sometimes your contrary to beliefs be stronger than your quote of the day.
Do what you want instead of what you have to is living life. Contrary
Explain
to
one more
belief.
time, though. What's the difference between contrary to belief and quote of the day?
That's it. Just here. We'll do it right now.
Huh?
You smile too.
Okay.
Have, want. That's it. That's what we do. That's what it is. That's that broken down. Let's dive into poll question. Poll question today is brought to you.
Today?
Poll question is I'm hyped up. I'm ready to go.
Jimmy off the edible today.
Living life, homie.
He don't even smoke. He off the edible.
Poll question, Smitty. You got to.
Why? Hold on. Why you thinking about it? Like you know what it is. Like just say it. Like you over here thinking like you about to make something up. It's right here.
I know. I did it.
I know. Why you thinking about it? The motherfucker said, "All right, poll question. Motherfucker, you wrote it down. We know what it is. Say it."
Trying to figure out how to word it better, make it spicier, but it's all right. Do the winner of the Rams Niners get into the playoffs tonight? Does this winner, the Rams or the Niners, does this pave the way for them to get into the playoffs?
That's a good question, man. The NFC West is so tight right now. Seahawks are leading it, obviously at 8-5, but you got the Rams right in second place at 7-6. and then Cardinals and Niners are tied at the bottom at 6 and 7. So this game literally will change the landscape of like for one of these teams. I'm gonna go off on the limb and say yeah, because I actually think the Rams are going to win, which is going to make them 8 and 6, and I believe in the Rams more than I do the Seahawks. And I know Geno's been quietly playing well, defense playing solid, but I'm a big believer in Sean McVay. I'm a believer in Matthew Stafford, and I'm damn sure a believer in Puka Nacua. And that man's a monster. He's a top receiver in the league right now. They got Kyron Williams out in the backfield. So I think he's a top 5 NFL rusher right now in terms of yardage. I think this is going to be a hell of a game. I know the Niners had a blowout win last week against the Bears, but I just don't. I got to see it. I've been on the Niners bandwagon for a long time. Early in the season, I kept thinking, hey, once they get healthy, they'll get together. Once they get healthy, they'll get together. Well, this is as healthy as they've probably been, and they still haven't gotten it together. I know they got a blowout win last week, but the Bears are trash. So that win doesn't fully give me the confidence that they're back, So I don't know, man. I don't fully believe in them, but I do believe in the Rams. I think they're one of the scariest teams in the league right now. And I do think the winner of this game will make the playoffs, and I think the winner will be the Rams.
I think the Rams are going to win because I'm a Rams fan. We're going to do some ride or die. We're going to do some ride or die today about this Rams-Niners game in particular, because it is Thursday Night Football. We will break it down. But it's going to be interesting. Kyron Williams, I think, is up in the touchdown leaders in the NFL.
I feel like it feels like every game he gets in the end zone, it feels like damn near.
He does. I think he scored every game except one this year.
That's why literally, yep, for sure. He's been balling out, man.
Yeah, literally, that's what literally means.
Like literally, he actually
literally means he did it.
Like he actually like it's a fact almost. Like it's pretty much a fact. Like
he does every game he scores.
Like he literally did it. Yeah.
They play a football game and then in that game he scores.
Right. Like literally did it. Like it's documented. Like there's no opinion, there's no argument. It actually literally happened. So
yeah. All right, let's go. It's on you. You run the show.
So on me, man, I'm taking this thing up. So you got Rams, I got Rams. We've been agreeing a lot lately. I don't really like that, but it's all good. But moving on to the first topic, man, we already kind of talked about it a little bit. Bill Belichick's been hired as the next head football coach at the University of North Carolina. A shocker to many, shocker to I guess JB. But look, Belichick's deal is worth $50 million over 5 years.
Crazy.
Finals also hired Michael Lombardi as their GM. JB, man, we kind of heard a little bit of your early opinion on this, but let's go full blown into the take, man. What's your overall just vibe, thoughts on this entire hire right here?
Betty, do you have that video? This is how he's going to address, I think, he's going to address NIL and players that he recruits.
Upstairs.
That's him throwing a bag at a kid.
Take the money. Fuck.
You want the fucking money? Here. Get the fucking money.
Crawl on the ground and get it.
I hope he does that. That's what I would do. Here, motherfucker, take this goddamn money.
He's like, here, man. You fucking $50,000 here.
Look, my reaction is it's asinine. But you know what? Does he deserve to do it? Sure. Like, fucking why not? I mean, we're hiring slapdick.
He's earned it. He's earned it.
Yeah, he's earned it, and he deserves it. He's an anomaly. He's done both. Here's the issue: like, you can't tell me he doesn't deserve it, and you can't say he hasn't earned it. So I'm just saying, only thing you have argumentatively is he's old. He's old. Contrary to belief, he still took the Patriots to the playoffs without Tom Brady. Please remember that. Please understand that. Please quit saying that he wasn't anything without him. He also took the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs. He also won Super Bowls as a D coordinator. In Cleveland. I mean, in New York. Stop acting as if – no, he took Cleveland to the playoffs as a head coach. Stop acting as if this guy's never done it without Tom Brady. Okay? Now, did he win a Super Bowl? No. Only as a coordinator he did. Under Bill Parcells. So he understands it. He knows it. He knows how to do it. So here's what he said on Pat McAfee's show that sparked everything, Smitty. And we want to use this for some context.
Is immediately, why the fuck would Bill Belichick want to go do college football?
Let me put this in capital letters. If I was in a college program, the college program would be a pipeline to the NFL for the players that had the ability to play in the NFL. It would be a professional program, training, nutrition, scheme, coaching, techniques that would transfer to the NFL. It would be an NFL program at a college level and an education that would get the players ready for their career after football, whether that was the end of their college career or at the end of their pro career. But it would be geared toward developing the player, time management, discipline, structure, and all that would be life skills, regardless of whether they're in the NFL or in somewhere in business. I feel very confident that I have the contacts in the National Football League to pave the way for those players that would have the ability to have the opportunity to compete in the National Football League. Whether they're good enough or not, I don't know, but they would be ready for it.
I actually, it makes my little shit hard. I'm gonna be real, because this is exactly what I would do.
Right now?
Not right now, but later on maybe. Here's the issue. You and I have discussed this, and people are playing poker. Smitty, you've been in here with everyone. We're playing poker, and we said, "Hey, man, what would you do now if you were coaching these cats?" And I would say I'd have to run it like a professional organization, meaning I'm going to get you prepared for this, not for that. We're preparing them for that. We need to prepare them for this, which is only going forward. We don't prepare for the NFL anymore. There's a picture I retweeted last night of an old picture with Sark as a young quarterback coach, Norm Chow as the OC at USC under Pete Carroll. I believe it was 2002 or 3. And the quarterback room, it was a picture of, position coach. You know how you took a picture with your position coach?
Yeah.
And it was a picture, and it had like a fucking unbelievable quarterback room. Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, Matt Leinart wasn't the starter, by the way. Matt Castle. All these motherfuckers won 11, 12, 13 games in the NFL.
Right.
That'll never happen again, Smitty. You'll never be able to show that or get that. I don't know if you can find that picture, Smitty.
Well, maybe 1 year max, and then they're going to leave.
Look at that shit. Look at Sark as a youngster over there, just coming out of JUCO, El Camino, Norm Chow even looking slender. You won't have this.
He's like a baby. That's hilarious.
Yeah, you won't have this in college anymore, Smitty. You won't have this no more. The problem is, and even if you show a recent, let's just equate this to a recent picture of, let's say, Jalen Hurts, Tua, being in the same room at the same time. But then Jalen Hurts got out of there. He grad transferred and left. These guys never left. This is what the norm was, by the way, throughout the country. There was other schools that had this too. So, you'll never see this anymore. And my point being is, only reason I tweeted this out off the subject is Belichick will bring this back. Not saying he'll have the talent of this magnitude in one room anymore based on the portal and NIL, but this is what I mean. That group of that picture you just saw with SC guys, those guys wanted to stay to get developed. They did not have the sense of entitlement that we see now by these players that are worried about bag, transfer, versus I can wait my turn. In this case, 3 guys are in the NFL in that picture. They waited, got developed by 2 pretty fucking good coaches, right? They got developed, and guess what? Carson was, I argue, a Hall of Famer. Leinart was an underachiever in the NFL because he didn't have the arm strength, in my opinion, but one of the best college quarterbacks ever.
Yeah.
I want to make sure everyone's clear. He's one of the best college quarterbacks ever. His start to the second half of the Texas national title game that he lost started back the second half. He went 19 of 19 and was dropping absolute dime pieces. I got to see him in high school as well. And then Matt Castle speaks for himself now doing media or doing, I think he's at, I'm not sure if he's at Fox. I think he's CBS or something.
Yeah,
but
it might be CBS. I'm not sure. I have to look it up.
But goes and wins 11 games and when Tom Brady gets hurt and then signs a big deal to be a starter in the NFL. So, listen, that's no longer. We rather leave and go into the portal and go chase a bag rather than get developed. And this is why the NFL quarterback position from top to bottom is absolute trash. That is the bottom line. So the point of my making is, you can call them what you want to call them, Twitter boys and all these fanboys in the chat. The fact is that the NFL quarterback was much better when they played in the NFL than it is today from top to bottom. You can say 5 anomalies all you want. We can say that about any era. But top to bottom, from 1 to 32, quarterback play was much better. And I believe it's truly because we stayed, got nurtured, got treated in a manner that's toughened our skin and taught us basic fundamentals mentally and physically to be ready for the NFL. That is what I believe Bill Belichick will do in a long-winded statement. That is what I think Bill Belichick will do with his program. He'll develop guys. They might only be 1 guy a year, Smitty, versus 10 because of the portal and the NIL deal not being able to capture 5 quarterbacks that are going to be developed and stay in the program. But maybe just the 1 guy, and maybe we'll see guys that leave his program and actually excel in the NFL. I'm interested to see his approach. That's what kind of has me tickled a little bit.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. The more I think about it, the more, my opinion goes to Bill Belichick is actually needed in college football today. You know, like you need a disciplinarian, someone who's going to hold you accountable, someone who the kids naturally are just going to respect. There's certain players or certain people and coaches that you encounter who just, it don't matter who you are, they force respect. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, JB. You've been in a room with certain people who is just like their demeanor, their approach, their success level, their aura demands respect, demands attention. And these kids will have no choice but to listen to a guy who's been the ultimate, reached the ultimate level of success numerous times and has the ultimate connections and can have so many former Hall of Famers and champions come and talk to the players and the connections he has to the NFL. Like there's just, the list goes on and on and on. And he's motivated, right? He's motivated. His last, year or two in NFL didn't go so high. You got a lot of people talking about, this whole conversation of who meant more to the dynasty. Was it him? Was it Brady? Is Belichick overrated? Is it all Brady? This, that, and the third. Now he's had a year off, just kind of be on vacation, basically, right? Which he hasn't done in, who knows, 30, 40, whatever plus years, 50 some years. Had a year to just get refreshed, clear his mind, have fun, sit back, kind of watch the landscape of NIL and transfer portal for another year. Now he knows what he wants to do. He has a really solid university who can get recruits now. North Carolina, I mean, they're not, Texas, Georgia, stuff like that, but they're a respectable program that can get recruits. And now they have more money from what I'm hearing in their NIL package. I think Bill Belichick, if he actually stays out this entirety of the next 5 years, he will take North Carolina to the national championship at least 1 year. Will he win it? I don't know. But I truly believe with the 12-team playoff system, it's easier to get into the playoffs, number one. Number two, I think once he gets in, Bill Belichick will have the staff in place and just the team structure set up to where they will shock the world. One of these years within his 5-year span, I'm not saying it's next year, not saying it's year 2, at some point in his tenure in North Carolina, I truly believe he will take them to the national title. That's how much I respect, Bill Belichick. Now, listen, there's criticisms of him. We've criticized him in the past. Again, we can all argue this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, man, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT when it comes to coaching football. I know it's NFL, but it's still football. And college football right now is very similar to NFL, as JB alluded to, when it comes to, the NIL in a nutshell is basically like a salary cap now. So, I mean, he's literally hiring a quote-unquote GM, and he's going to treat it like an NFL team. So I think if he's ever was going to go coach college, now is honestly the best time because it's less of the old. Now, my only concern is how much recruiting will he really be doing? Like, how much will Bill Belichick just be on the road? Now, I'm hearing from people who I work with that Belichick actually has a lot of young energy still and actually likes to be on the road and likes to travel and train guys and things like that. So maybe it's all of us overblowing the fact that he's 72, and in reality, it's not even a big deal. So we'll see, man, but I believe in Belichick.
What if he hired Saban as a DC?
Man, you know what? I was thinking about that. You know what I was actually
what if they got this old man? What if they got this old man like deal they want to do to prove everybody? They're gonna go get Saban as the DC. Pete Carroll's gonna coach the DBs.
Oh my God. That'd be crazy. But my initial take was going to be that I think Bill Belichick's success might bring Saban out of retirement. Like if Belichick really go out here 3 years and they really do what I think they can do, and
they got to win the ACC first. Here's the issue: the ACC is the winnable conference.
Winnable, very
That's
winnable.
Number one. That's why he's in that deal, in my opinion. That's why he took it, not the SEC. He's not jumping into those. What young go-getters is he going to get? Because before, just so we're clear, Saban, even at an older age, had young go-getters. Sark, Lane, always had somebody. Pete Carroll, always had somebody. T-Mac, Ed Ogeron, always had go-getters. Who's going to be the go-getter for Belichick and them? See what I'm saying?
You, JB. If Bill Belichick called you right now, are you going to North Carolina? Yes or no?
That's what I'm saying. So what do you think who's he going to go get?
Why you ignore me, homie? I don't know.
But yeah. And let me ask you, let me be clear here. There's a certain somebody that's a billionaire that everybody knows that is an ultra competitive winner. He buys race car teams just so he can win, and he buys basketball franchises. You don't think he took the job knowing that, homie? Come on, man. You know who also has in there? Donald Trump. Let's move on, Smitty.
Man, it's gonna be crazy.
He was hyped for the black man. He was hyped for the black dude, but then he got butthurt for the white dude. Crazy, racist. All right.
Well, next topic, man. This is a big one. I gotta hear it from you, JB, because you're gonna have more just knowledge on this particular topic, man. West Virginia is hiring Jacksonville State head coach Rich Rodriguez as their next head coach again. If you guys that don't know, from the younger guys, Rodriguez returns after serving as the Mountaineers head coach from 2001 to 2007. I know he has had a lot of success there. I think he had like two back-to-back or a couple back-to-back 10-win seasons, if I'm not mistaken there. But this is the second time in the last couple of days, right, that we've seen a team rehire their old coach, right? Scott Frost, I think, is going back to UCF. Now we're seeing, Rich Rodriguez. I guess first question, JB, just initial reaction to seeing him specifically go back here. But then my follow-up question is, why do you think schools are going back with the old?
Because they see that the young is shit. They see this new generation is shit. They see why this guy right here wouldn't let his son play for me with the Malcolm X fucking Muhammad Ali fucking picture. Because you know why? You're the daddy that came on the podcast yesterday and was talking about you fucked up your son's career. You're the daddy because you're a bitch. And your son could never play for me because I don't coach bitches' sons. Because if I did do that, then I would just deal with the mama. You're the epitome of a fuck boy who fucks over our youth and understands that everything is coddled towards them nowadays and it has to be perfect. And maybe you want me to walk your son to school too, motherfucker? Because you didn't do it? I bet you weren't even around the whole time your son played, and now you're all of a sudden back around because your son's about to get a scholarship, huh? You fucking bitch. That's what you bitches do. You can't have somebody like me. And who said I want to coach your shitty son? Your son is shitty, and you should have pulled out, bitch. Now, moving on. Rich Rod going back, Smitty. What happened?
No,
Rich Rod going back. Rich Rod going back is what Scott Frost. They're going back to what won and what they know. Because without that, they're reaching and grabbing and throwing shit at the wall, seeing if it sticks. And that is what they're realizing. And finally, athletic directors and ADs are starting to be like, and presidents are like, well, you know what? Let's go with the fuck we know instead of what we don't know. Because right now, Smitty, there's one thing I know for sure. For sure, pussy's better than no pussy. And you already know that. So if you're going to go back to the for sure pussy, then you go back to Rich Rod, who's a very well-established guy, who's a legend, who knows ball. He's one of the best I've been around. He's an innovator. He's created a lot of offense that a lot of people run today. From Dana Holgerson on, they're all under Rich Rod tree. Michigan wasn't a fit for him. Everywhere else, he's turned programs around. Arizona, West Virginia, Jacksonville State, you can name it. He's coached everywhere. He knows what he's doing. I expect West Virginia to be a real serious contender with Rich Rod. So that's it.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a strong take, man. And to your point, I actually agree. I do think that a lot of these schools are just at a point where it feels like every other year they're firing and hiring a new coach, firing and hiring a new coach, and they just keep trying shit, it don't work, trying shit, it don't work. So like, you know what? When's the last time we had real success? Okay, it was this coach. All right, let's just bring him back. Let's just keep it simple. Let's just bring him back. Let's sign him to a longer term deal. Because now, like, I think Rich Rodriguez is gonna be there for a while. Like, even if he doesn't turn this thing around year 1, year 2, year 3, the fact that you're going back to your old coach means to me that they trust and believe in you to build a program. Same thing with Scott Frost. They're like, okay, we had our best year with you, we were undefeated with you. We're gonna just let you just do your thing, because at the end of the day, we tried it without you, and we couldn't figure this thing out. So the best we've ever been has been with you. So even with the failures that may arise in year 1, years 2, these programs are gonna be okay with just sitting there, being sustainable, and just kind of, keeping them along for the ride, or staying with them for the long term of the ride, because they've shown and proven that they've reached success back in the day.
If I'm any of these guys struggling right now, if I'm any of these guys struggling, this could be many ways. You could take this many ways you want. But if I'm a guy like Venables at Oklahoma, I'm walking on eggshells today, because Lincoln Riley can come back.
Yep.
But remember, there's a flip coin. If I'm Lincoln Riley, I'm walking on eggshells, because there's a guy, Pete Carroll, sitting right there in your backyard. If we're going to go start hiring Bill Belichick in college, then it surely opens up Pete Carroll back to USC, doesn't it?
Hey, and if I'm Kalen DeBoer, I'm walking on eggshells, because T. Rich told us Nick Saban still got an office there. I'm just letting you know. I'm saying his hand's still involved. So you mean to tell me if Saban took a year off and he's like, you know what? Never mind. Like, I did all this work and you got Bama looking horrible. Y'all didn't miss the damn playoffs the first year. Y'all ain't even fighting for a natty. You lost 3-4 games, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I gotta take the thing back over. I'm not saying he'll do it. I know it sounds unrealistic, but I'm saying in the event that he did that, you think Bama don't give the keys back to him in a heartbeat? I don't care what the contract is. So I kind of feel you. Like, it feels like there's a shift right now. Belichick might have just made history, honestly. Nah, I think about it. He might change the whole landscape of this college coaching space and just shift it back to the old school cats taking it back over. That might be a real thing.
Yeah, I hope so. Shit. Hey, and then Dan Mullen, UNLV, who's been in the studio, and now everyone's starting to get. These old cats are getting jobs right now. It's crazy. We've been seeing young cats get jobs forever. For the last 10 years, probably. It's become a young man's game. And now we're seeing full circle. So we'll see why. We'll see if it comes to fruition, but it's going to be interesting. I'm glad. We need the old school cats. The problem is the NFL level is now being looked at like it's college, and college is now being looked at like it's the NFL. Because now college is going to hire these old NFL old heads that's going to develop guys like the NFL should be doing, but the NFL's not. So hopefully the NFL will get the developed guy now by the old school coach and then have a better NFL product. But then at the NFL level, you're going to be coached by guys in capri pants and Mike McDaniel who can't coach. So then they're going to fuck it up. See? So now there's no bound. Now we got to get the old school cats back in the NFL as well.
Nah, but to me, it's more important to have the old school cats early on, because if they're already developed, then I think the NFL coaches being the younger guys, whatever,
but we used to have both.
Actually works.
We used to have both, is my point.
Of course, in a perfect world.
You used to have a Rich Rod, hard-ass Rich Rod, motherfucking his players and coaches, and then send them to a Belichick.
We still got the Dan Campbells, though. And listen, there's a lot of
both.
There's a lot of position coaches, too, that obviously we don't talk about them because it's not like the sexy thing. I think there's still some hard-nosed coaches in the NFL for sure. Just they're behind the scenes.
Yeah, hardcore coaches.
They're the D-line coach. They're the position coach. They're the this. They're the that. We only focus on head coaches. So, but we'll see. I want to move to our final talk before we go to our first commercial break. And I know this is going to be a controversial one, but obviously the Caitlin Clark debate, has been continuing on, after her Time magazine appearance and talking about, white privilege, right? So Riley Gaines, the controversial figure online, put out a tweet saying, I've yet to hear a sensible answer as to what white privileges white people have over black people in the year 2024. Definitely gonna go in on this one. I don't know if you want me to go first or you want to go in first, JB, on this one. But I know we already offline was having some debates early in this morning. Myself and Bailey at first, and then JB jumped in as well. They started jumping me on this. But I think it's something quick that we could chime in on and go in on. So, JB, you want to go first, or you want me to go in first, man?
Go ahead. I'm kind of over it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, basically, in a nutshell, the question is is white privilege still a thing in 2024? And I say yes, because I look at white privilege as basically saying, do you have a better chance at landing an opportunity over black people or other races? And I still see that, especially in the corporate world, is the example I'm going to use. Being somebody who's been in the corporate space, for a while now, I've seen people of certain races not get the opportunities that white people have gotten. Excuse me. So there's been a situation where, okay, these are two people, both been in the company for 10 years. They have similar level of experience. In some cases, the black person might even have more experience than this other person, but for whatever reason, you'll see this white person jump the ladder. It's been times, even in recent time, where I've seen lower level people who came in as assistant type level role, and then a year later they're now like a producer somewhere, and another person's been there for a long time. And damn, how the hell this person end up here? I've been here for X amount of years, and I didn't get that opportunity. So those are the small examples that I see in corporate America, where just from an opportunity standpoint, I've seen it firsthand. I have firsthand experience with people who I'm close with, who I've seen the dynamics there. On another scale, or another example that we've talked about before on this show, when it comes to dealing with police and cops, at the end of the day, let's just keep it real. There's a different preconceived belief and thought and notion when a white officer is pulling over another white man versus a white officer pulling over a black man. They're just a preconceived thought. I'm not even necessarily saying that it's because of they're racist. Y'all know I'm slow to call people racist. I think that's a very powerful thing. If you're gonna call somebody racist, you need to really legit have actual information and facts about it. But it's more so just a prejudice, right? A preconceived thought or belief about somebody or something. So in a nutshell, man, when you ask is white privilege still a thing in 2024, yes, it is a thing. Do black people have it better now than we've ever had it in the history of black people being in America? Yes, but also remember, where was the bar? How low was the bar? How did we have it, 50, 60 years ago? It was extremely low. So yes, we're way better, but that's not necessarily saying a crazy lot because of how low the bar was. Before JB goes, I'm gonna get all my shit out. In summation, that's not me saying to play the victimhood card. It's not me saying to not work hard. It's not me saying that black people just can't be successful. That's not me saying none of that. I'm saying that it's okay to acknowledge that there is this one thing is true, but we can also still have enough opportunities to go out here and grind and get it. It just, to me, I think it's disingenuous to say that in 2024, it's just an even slate. We're just all right here, 100% at the exact same spot. I don't think that's fair, in my opinion. So I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not really into it no more. It's old for me. It sounds crazy. We just had a black girl run for president. Your whole show at Fox is black. I just don't agree.
Yeah, but hold on. The talent argument. If you're a star, you're in a separate category.
But I gotta ask you though.
If I'm a Hall of Fame basketball player and I'm a number one overall pick, and I'm
I still don't get your argument.
have always been on. Have
Your
had a
argument doesn't make
different
sense,
ride
though.
when you're a star.
Like I said, I'm not going to read
it. The production team at Fox is not predominantly black. The behind the scenes
can you stick up for
are not predominantly black.
Are you going to talk about my Mexican and Asian homies that don't bitch and moan and play victim though? Because they have the equal same say.
I'm not playing. Nobody's playing victim. Like
no. I'm not.
Problem. You have a problem.
No. I'm asking you. Are you defending them?
Playing victim. Like no, I'm acknowledging something.
No, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into it because it sounds ridiculous. But I want to know why my Mexican and Asian homies don't sit around crying over all the shit they got deprived of.
That's disrespectful. When you say that, what you're insinuating is that black people sitting around crying. We're not sitting around crying. It's a topic that got brought up. So
I got to question Naptown, dog, because every OG I know.
It's just disrespectful. Why my Mexican homie ain't sitting around crying and bitching and moaning? Ain't nobody bitching, moaning, or crying. We're not sitting around in our group.
Keep talking about it, homie. What are you talking about?
This is a topic that got brought up on the show, so we're discussing it. I'm not in our group chat talking about, man, the white man is holding us back. Ain't nobody crying.
We've already talked about it, though. That's what I don't get. We've already beat this to a dead horse, in my opinion. Like, it's stupid to me. It sounds crazy.
Let's move on from it then. I didn't ask for it to be on the show.
I didn't.
All right, well, let's move on then. It's 6:54.
I already said I'm not going to bring it up. It sounds ridiculous.
Well, let's go to a commercial break.
We can do this for 20 different races. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fine. Everything's fair. It's all good. Here, let's go to commercial break.
I didn't say it was all fair, but I just know it's not what you say it is.
Yeah, I mean, everything equal and stuff. It's cool. Hey, let's go quick.
You're never going to be great then, I guess.
It's crazy. It's like you don't listen. I'll say that.
I listen. You don't listen.
You hear what you want to hear and pick out certain words.
Smitty, you're listening
you get
to
a whole hot take from it.
Let me ask you a question.
Once again, I literally directly said, I'm not saying black people can't be successful. I literally said it's the best time we've ever had it. I've said multiple things. If you just listen clearly what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Things can be true. It is not fair. It's not equal. It's not the exact same.
What you just said, Smitty, everything you just said is directly correlation and directed at white folks as this they're holding you down, homie. I can name a million white folks that have helped you. Like, I'm just trying to say, when are you going to say, all right, you know what, dog? I got to move on. That's just my question to you. I get what's happened in the past. I'm not ignorant. I'm not blind. Only question I have to you.
I didn't say nothing about the past. I gave you examples of now.
Okay.
I don't know what happened 100 years ago. I wasn't born. Yeah. So I don't know what happened 100 years ago.
The question I have to you is, like, are you ever going to, like, do you think I'm setting you up for failure, or I would, me as a white dude, or someone that you trust, like, you know, a white dude, you know? Are you ever going to believe them that, hey, man, this motherfucker might help me out? Or are you always going to think in the back of your head? Are you going to think? No, I'm just asking a question. Are you really going to think in the back of your head like this motherfucker going to fuck me later, though?
No, JB, like, that's what I'm asking. You're not listening or you don't understand.
No, I'm just asking a question.
I'm not walking around here on some, like, fuck white people. I hate all
I know
people.
You're not.
I don't trust none of y'all. I grew up in Indiana, homie.
I know you're not.
I grew up in Indiana.
I didn't say you're doing that. But what I'm saying is, on the flip side, though, you're sitting there talking about everything that's happened to someone you say you know. Because it ain't happening to you.
Oh,
come on, man.
No. Don't get that twisted. I'm saying when in the corporate space, there's definitely, and I can only say, just know this, in corporate space, there's been opportunities given to people that did not earn it over me. And I'm gonna keep it at that. That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact. That's also fact.
Nepotism. We already talked about
fact. I've been in the same place for so I'm just, you know what I mean.
So we talk about nepotism. Nepotism's real too. You. So on one side you like nepotism and you understand and say nepotism's the reason I'm here and blah blah blah. But on the other side, it holds you down now.
I say nepotism. We're talking about race right now.
But nepotism plays a role in that, homie. What are you talking about? There's no difference in Belichick hiring his son than a brother hiring a brother and Jason Whitlock hiring Darnell Smith.
Yeah, I'm not talking about sons and family.
But you've talked about nepotism and knowing who
I
you
like
know.
Nepotism.
Jason
I like
nepotism.
Yeah,
but
I do
Jason
like
Whitlock
nepotism.
knew you and brought you in. He was a brother.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, what is the difference? Is my question. That's all.
Because it's not about I'm bringing in my cousin. I'm bringing in my daughter. I'm saying there's people that's not family related. It's people who are more relatable to you because of who we are, skin tone, with what we talk about, discussion, whatever, to where they're getting elevated over other people because of relatability.
Well, you can't have it both ways,
little family. I'm cool, of course. If I fucking blow up somewhere and I can put JB on, I can put Bailey on. I'm with that, but it's not because of race. It's because
but you
one,
can't
I
have it
fuck
both
with you,
ways.
but two, because I think you
sound
have
like
the
you want it
talent
both
to do
ways.
so. It has nothing to do with race.
I know, but you sound like you're trying to have it both ways. You can't. Like, you can't have it both ways. I just don't understand why you think it goes both ways.
Nepotism to me doesn't. At least maybe look at it differently. I don't look at nepotism as like race related because, like,
but nepotism's called privilege, homie. It equals privilege. Period. There's no other ways about it.
But it's not based upon a race. It's based upon a relationship that you have. It's not. JB, first, listen. For example, if I had power at Fox and I knew JB wants to get on TV, I could just bring you on TV because I have the power to do so. You're white. You're a white man. I'm not doing it because he's white. Like, there's no correlation. It's because I fuck with JB. That's the homie. I think he's good on TV. I know I can get his foot in the door. Let me help him out. We're talking about getting privileges because of your skin tone. We're not talking about getting privileges because of family or any other thing. We all have a form of privilege in some aspects. But we're talking specifically the question that was thrown out here from Bailey, and the topic was about a race conversation. That's what we're talking about now. That's all I'm saying. It's the difference between that.
To me, it's not even really a race conversation. I think we took this privilege term out of context because of Riley Gaines and Caitlin Clark, and we've taken this term privilege and used it as a racial discussion when I don't believe it is. I believe that I can go on the other side, which may sound very naive or ignorant, but at the same time, I know for a fact that I can't go into certain places as a white dude and get a job either right now. And that's not because I'm blackballed. That's just because there's certain people that will not hire a white person over a black person in today's society.
I need some examples. I hear you. I mean,
well, it's happening every day. It's called DEI. That's a real thing, homie. Y'all have put it in place to be a point of emphasis on hiring now. That's fact.
Why was DEI put in place though? Like that's always my
Rooney rule. You're going to compare that to the Rooney.
Me and Bay were arguing earlier, and
you're going to compare it to the Rooney rule.
I'm like, why was the Rooney rule put in place? Although ineffective, why was it put in place in the first place? Why was DEI put together in the first place? It's because there was a lack of diversity in the workplace. That's just the simple. So again, I'm not saying DEI is the answer. I'm not saying Rooney rule is the answer. The question you have to ask yourself is, why were the rules put in place? Another separate thing JB said to me, you said numerous times on the show, so I can say it out loud, is that you have been blackballed because you have helped out brothers. Think about that line. It's like this. Let's just sit on that for a minute. JB has been blackballed way before Netflix because he has helped out brothers.
That's a double-edged sword.
If that's not a sign of some sort of, I mean, I don't know if you call it racism. I don't know whatever word y'all want to use. That's an issue. Let's just say that.
I think you're being very short-sighted.
Blackball for helping out black people. That makes no sense.
Yeah, but you're being very short-sighted when you say that, though. See, the short-sightedness of your discussion, the short-sightedness of the discussion on that topic is you're saying I was blackballed for helping brothers, so it's automatically the brothers that have blackballed the white guy. But on the other side, you're saying that the white guys have such a thing called white privilege and cannot and always will get a job. You can't say both, homie. That's my point. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I thought I was the white boy that's supposed to get privilege, homie. See, that's what I'm saying. So which one is it? Is it I'm blackballed from helping brothers, or am I the white guy that can succumb over anything and get the job? You can't say both things, homie. That's my point. Every scenario is different.
You can know.
Every scenario is different. No, I can't.
You can know. I mean, I've
proven it.
No, what I'm saying is you can't say two things because there's always factors in situations and outliers to where your own race will discredit. There's black people who discredit black people. There's white people who discredit white people.
That's my point. You're making the point.
Back in the day, and this is like a horrible comparison, but I'm saying, like, people would call, when it was really racist back in the day, like for real, for like to a high level, white people, if a white person was cool to black person, they would call him a N-word lover, you know what I'm saying? And they would like not fuck with you because of that. So my point is, fast forward to today, if you the white dude who speaks with the same slang as black people, and you got more black friends than white friends, and you hire all your black friends, they gonna look at you as like a brother now. It's in that space. So my point is, now you're treated like that. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like,
it does, but it's not the truth. That's the problem.
Okay.
It makes sense. I get what you're saying, but I don't believe you really understand.
I just don't understand how you are admitting you got blackballed because you're helping out brothers.
No, I'm admitting I got blackballed because I'm too fucking real and honest for a cancel culture pussification of America.
Oh, you didn't say that earlier. You didn't say that.
No. I know what I said earlier. I'm telling you, and you're saying you're not lying. I'm saying that is the truth now. I helped brothers prior to Netflix, homie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling everybody out there and what I texted you. It was way before Netflix when I've been helping brothers my whole life. And so I'm just trying to be clear here. This is not just a Netflix thing. It's Netflix thing is what made me global, and people did not like the authentic, real conversations that I had with black kids as a white man if we all want to be 100 out here. So that is why I'm blackballed. The fact of the matter is, though, we know why I'm blackballed. It's because we have become pussy in America. That's just the truth. But no one wants to have that conversation. Now, I'm not denying what I told you. You're right. Yeah. What I'm saying is Netflix is a whole different global conversation versus what I've been doing way before Netflix by helping black kids my whole life. So white folks never looked at me the same when I walked in with black kids in the financial aid office saying that these kids need financial aid either. So I'm just being clear. And that was both black and white people that worked in HR. So, I mean, it goes both ways now. I'm just saying it's changed. That's all my point is.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. Let's go to commercial break, man. Let's come back, man.
I got to get coffee. I got to get off TikTok before I get banned.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we got a loaded bunch of shows. Again, the bottom line is no other shows talk about this shit. So you can bitch and moan all you want in the chat and all this other shit. But the truth of the matter is you'll come out and say, oh, man, no one says this shit. You should appreciate the fact that we talk about shit no one else talks about.
And Max Hess, I'm not putting limits on my life at all. Look at my life. I live. My message to black people is to have the knowledge of what happened, have the facts of what happened or what happening or whatever, but still don't use it as a crutch. Literally, that's what, to me, it's the opposite. It's like black people, you have the message we always had in the black household is that you got to go above and beyond. You got to do that times 2. That's always been the black household message. In any black family, we've always been taught you got to do that times 2. But again, we're not telling each other. I'm not telling black people, hey y'all, it's impossible to be successful. It's impossible. You ain't got. There's no way to do it. There's no way out. I'm not saying that, y'all. Like, you're not listening. You're hearing what you want to hear. So anyway, let's move on to commercial break. We're gonna come back, more sports, and hey, that's what we got. JB
TikTok, I'll be back.
Your friends, Steve, Mina Kimes and Kay Adams are being eyed for Netflix's Christmas doubleheader. I think you guys might have talked about this on your show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, look, my view is this. Kay Adams is the host. Adams is okay. I like her. She all right. Mina, if she's the one that's going to be the analyst.
I like how Steve did. Okay, Adams.
I mean, okay. Not okay. Not all right. I mean, what's next for Mina? Is she going to be the head coach of the NFL? Or are they going to make her the JJ Redick?
I believe you and Will had a take on this. I think we got a. Is there a video? Or I think we got a video.
The NFL has an Xmas package. I think 2 shows on Netflix, and the Crouching Tigers have a role. It appears in this NFL show or studio show. Mina Kimes is being eyed, and Kay Adams are being eyed for the NFL Xmas shows on.
Hey Steve, what does this mean? Because I saw the tape. What does this mean, that Xmas show?
No, Netflix got the rights to Christmas Day football, so they're going to be showing a couple of games, which means certain teams are going to be playing like 3 games in 15 days. Because you know why? We're about player safety. But anyway, so that's why. And so that's why they need some studio hosts. Now, look, Kay Adams as the point guard is fine. I like her. Yes. Mina Kimes as the quote-unquote football analyst. Okay, you're going to tell me how many times the percentage of a first down run against, 4-3 under with 21 per. Okay, well, I could read a doggone graph. Just saying.
Whitlock, do not have me on about this.
No, you need to be on.
You don't want me on about this one. I swear to God. You know what I might do?
Oh, man.
I might have a live show when
an alternate stream, the Coach JB cast.
Why she's doing it. I mean, I might have to do it. Smitty. You and I, Smitty, both of us. And you're going to have to give real takes on how bad she is.
Live stream on Christmas.
Yeah, on Christmas. What up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. And it is First Round Performance.
Yeah.
Make sure you head on over to firstroundperformance.com. We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
All kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
A 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe and the whole deal. Firstroundperformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me,
I
JB.
might race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is the real deal. You guys got to go check it out. Firstroundperformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
Nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
oh, this is mine, right?
hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit firstroundperformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their AmazonStore.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go First Round.
Go First Round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First Round, the highest quality.
First Round Performance. Go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JB.
Peace.
Peace.
First of all, we got a guest already here, but let me ask. First of all, T. Mixum, you can tell I want to coach badly again. I really don't. I make too much money on too many different revenue streams to really go back and focus on that and risk making $100K possibly versus what I do now and the possibility of what we can do. So there is way too much risk versus reward for me to go back to coach. So you're wrong.
And you still, to correct me if I'm wrong, you're still impacting some of these kids' lives, whether it's through just them DMing you and getting some information to them, helping out with, recruiting a little bit. You still do some stuff where you dibbling out.
I get 1 million films a day. Big Jim Slade said JB's delusional about why he's not coaching. You can't make a statement without presenting facts, though. See, then you become what's called non-credible. So please let us know why I'm delusional about why I'm not coaching. Now state that if you think you know so motherfucking much, please break that down. But we got one of our guests, special guests, every Tuesday and Thursday. He is the co-host of Jason Whitlock's Fearless, plus the 3 Knockdown Rule with Mario Lopez, and he's the Korean Cosell, knower of all things hidden tiger, crouching tiger, hidden gems. Our main man, Miami Hurricane legend, Steve Kim.
Steve Kim.
Steve, what up?
Morning.
Hey, what's this weekend? Just Army Navy?
Navy, and I get back to going to the boxing gym on Saturdays now that this college football season, the regular season for the most part, is over. So I'll be at 10 Goose. There's a heavy bag with my name on it. Got to break out the boxing gloves, the hand wraps, probably my favorite workout. Oh, it's good. It's good.
Steve, I've never done like actual boxing training. I might have to go with you one day if you don't mind.
I do it regularly. Yeah, I love boxing. I've been doing this for a very long time. I told a lot of young boxing journalists when they get into this, if you want to learn something, you don't have to get hit. I've sparred a long time ago. It wasn't very pleasant. But if you want to get a better understanding of what these men go through, and women, get in there and do a workout. That's why it always makes me laugh when I hear these athletes talk tough. And I'm like, buddies, I've seen pro athletes at the gym, especially the basketball players. They're terrible. God, they don't even know how to ball up their fists properly.
No, they're the worst. They're the worst. Worse in the weight room, worse fighters.
Well, they don't even know how to really curl their fist up. There's a certain way you got to do it.
Bodies are so weirdly shaped. Basketball players are so like awkwardly long and weird waist, small waist, wide shoulders. Like they can't bench, they can't squat, too tall.
I mean, these are great athletes, but most of them could not or would not be able to shadow box properly for one round. That's 3 minutes.
Steve, I'm gonna pay you to train me, and I might become a influencer boxer. I might hop on the bandwagon late. Deontay Wilder started boxing when he was like 31, so why can't I do it?
Well, no, he didn't. That's when he was 20. Well, okay.
If I can talk about, I exaggerate.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
George Foreman came back late.
He was playing football.
He did, but he was already a boxer, though. It's a little different.
Hey, Smith, Steve, whatever the fucking name is, Steve. Where are you at with? Is this Fury Tyson fighting?
No, Fury and Usyk are rematching on the 21st in December, and I will be out there in Saudi Arabia, leaving Tuesday night.
You going to Saudi?
You damn Skippy.
19
Salam alaikum.
19-hour flight.
Yes, I'll be loading up a few books. By the way, I flipped through this book a little bit. It's by Jerry Eisenberg.
No medals for trying. Okay.
And it's about where Jerry Eisenberg, legendary sports writer, Hall of Famer, spent a week with the New York Giants in between a game in the 1989 season. I just flipped through a few pages. Wow, I cannot wait to get into this one. Parcells.
You'll get through about 20 books, 19-hour flight.
Well, yeah, but there's a young Bill Belichick on that Giant staff. But Parcells has some of these lines that are hilarious. I mean, he's the most intimidatingly hilarious human being ever. There's this trainer named Ronnie Barnes, and he was talking to Eisenberg, and he says, man, this guy is so superstitious. We were on a winning streak one time, and I was wearing the same thing, but one day I had to wash it because it was dirty, so I came out with a different set of clothes for practice, and he sees me, and he screams, hey, Barnes, the f*** you wearing? Get the right shit. And he goes, oh, God. So he goes back, and he's going, I'm thinking to myself, do you think Tom Landry cares about what his trainer wears at practice? And Eisenberg goes, did you tell that to Parcells? And Barnes goes, are you crazy? Hell no. A million stories like that. But I just read like about 2-3 pages. I got to put this down or I'm going to get into it. So that'll be a fun trip and stuff like that. But yeah, Smitty, you ought to get into a gym. It's a great body workout. If you want to work your body out from the bottom of your heels and your feet all the way to the top of your head, there is nothing like boxing. Okay. Now, if you want to really get into cardiovascular, I know people like the mitts. I like the old heavy bag. There's nothing like the old heavy bag in shadow boxing than shadow boxing with 2 or 3 pound weights. I recommend it for every athlete. I remember the year that Winston Justice, he was an offensive tackle, played in the NFL, played for USC, went to Long Beach Poly, won a national title, I think, his first year or second year. He got suspended one year, so he had nothing to do, and he ended up going to wild card. I ended up befriending him. We talk a lot, and he'll tell you it was very beneficial because he understood how to use his hands and how to punch.
As an old lineman, I can see it, yeah.
So he had a trainer, and we'd go out to lunch, and he'd tell me some funny stories about a young Lane Kiffin, what it was like to be under Norm Chow. Some funny stories. Oh, Winston out there, Long Beach Paulie.
Shout out to him.
Winston Justice, man. Shout out, good friend. That's my boy Spree's best friend.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's get straight to the rundown, JB, man. I'll get going with the first topic here for Steve, man. So UNLV is moving to finalize a deal with former Mississippi State and Florida head coach Dan Mullen. There's been a lot of changes going around, you know, in the college football landscape. We'll bring in a few previous other coaches too that we talked about in the first hour. But Steve, what's your thoughts here on this hire with Dan Mullen?
Couple things. I think UNLV is a football school now. I mean, growing up in the 80s, and Jason, you know this, Coach JB, I remember on KCAL Channel 9 when they were KHJ, even though you're in LA, they used to show UNLV home games all the time. And the announcer was
Harvey Hyde.
Right, well, Harvey Hyde was a football coach, but I remember the UNLV basketball games when they had Augman, Anderson Hunt, Larry Johnson, Greg Anthony, Moses Scurry, David Ackles, even before then with Gerald Patio, Freddie Banks, the team that went to the Final Four in 87. I always thought that they were like the North Carolina, or renegade North Carolina of the West. And I didn't even know they had football outside of Ickey Woods and Suge Knight. Suge Knight played there, by the way, and Randall Cunningham. But no one cared. It was a basketball school, and the announcers were Chick Hearn or Ross Porter. So there was a lot of LA UNLV basketball fans. Now I look at them. They are a school that cares about football because Dan Mullen will bring credibility. He has a good track record. Better get some recruiters around him, though. That's the word. I like this move. But here's the question, though, Coach. If Dan Mullen puts up a couple of 8-4s, 9-3s, goes to a bowl game, aren't they only getting him for a couple of years if that happens? That's the unfortunate part of all this for UNLV.
Yeah, I don't understand. UNLV's got to start holding themselves to a higher standard. If they really are a football team program now, then they need to start attracting coaches as if they are. Because if they're not, and they're just going to continue to use themselves and say that they are a stepping stool school, then I don't think you're ever going to get a guy for any sort of longevity or a legit serious contender. Dan Mullen's looking for the next big thing. He's been in media. He's going to go there and use this as a stepping stone, and I think it's a slap in UNLV's face. I would go to UNLV and live my life. I'd be like, fuck it, I'm home.
If I'm that next coach at UNLV, and it's Dan Mullen, I would ask them, okay, look, what can we do locally to provide NIL deals to attract some of the players that may want to stay here but just simply can't? I don't ever want Matthew Sluka to happen again. Like
the private money in Vegas is sick. And it doesn't necessarily need to be, casino money. If the NCAA is not going to allow casino money, but they will allow tobacco and alcohol, which is the irony of that is its own issue.
Right.
Now, which by the way, Smitty, they never used to. That's my point. They never allowed that, but now all of a sudden you're going to allow that, but not gambling, which is it's all under the same umbrella. Then there's private money in Vegas that is not associated.
I would tell Dan Mullen, Dan, you want this job? Yes, it's the greatest job in America, and I don't want it. It's right, great. Your buyout $75 million when you leave for every year that's left on the contract. So if you leave 4 years before your deal, that's $300 million. How bad do you want to be here? We got to be honest about this. If I'm an institution, if I'm the Steve Kim University, anyone tells me this is my dream job, I'm going to say great because we're going to make it an absolute nightmare for you to leave if you leave early. Deal?
Yeah. No, I respect that. I respect that for sure. Switching off, moving on to our next topic, though, here, too, that's been trending kind of online. I think this might be a little bit of a crazy one, but Ohio State Representative Josh Williams introduced the Ohio or OHIO Sportsmanship Act Tuesday, where the act would make it a felony offense to plant a flag in the center of Ohio Stadium.
You know what was a felony? Ohio State's play calling against Michigan. You want to lock someone up for a felony? I think Chip Kelly should be behind bars.
Hey, you know
what in the name of Woody Hayes and Chris Spielman is this nonsense? If I'm Ryan Day, I would make a call. Say, look, don't embarrass me anymore, because that'll be associated with Ryan Day not being able to beat Michigan on their worst year with that offense. Come on. That's an embarrassment.
I never heard anything like this ever, JB. making it a felony to put a flag in the field. That, like, come on now, where's the competition going? I think this is just a sign of just how.
I have a question for that fine politician who I'm sure loves all. Would you make it a felony to burn an American flag? You ever brought that up? But that's a felony. Okay.
It's a joke. It's GAY.
Everything's soft right now, though. To me, I think it's just soft. It's just you got people trying to make it a felony to put a flag in the field. You got rappers suing other rappers because they got diss on a diss track. You got it's just a lot of just soft energy going on right now. That just like I don't get it.
A couple of weeks ago, we had all those fights and everyone's horrified. I loved it. It reminded me, Smitty. I don't even think you were born. This is in 1992. I'll never forget. So Miami's playing Syracuse. I'm at the Legends Bar. I went there because Dennis Hara, former Hurricane, great LA Ram, owned it. So that back then, and unless you had a satellite dish, there's certain games you could not watch out here in LA.
Yeah.
But the other game on the other TV was San Diego State. It was Marshall Faulk sophomore year against Fresno State. And we were playing San Diego State the next week. And I wanted to keep an eye on that because Marshall Faulk had tore up Miami his freshman year.
Yeah.
So that's the game Marshall Faulk actually sprained his knee and he didn't play against Miami. So it ruined the whole thing. But Smitty, they actually got into a fight in the middle of the game. It went from one goal line to another. I've never seen it. And then the whole bar's just like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
That fight lasted 10 minutes. And Fresno State won 49-45. In fact, Trent Dilfer was the quarterback because that's the Fresno State team that beat USC in the Freedom Bowl. I went to that game. Ooh. But this fight went from one goal line all the way to another. One of the greatest things I've ever seen.
That's
God
impressive.
bless America.
Hey, look at this guy that wants to that wants to do this thing.
Felony.
Yeah.
Is that Freeman? Is that Marcus Freeman?
No, would you stop?
All black people don't look alike, JB.
Marcus Freeman is doing a hell of a job. By the way, Notre Dame is a threat. I know people like to rip Notre Dame.
We got Paul Grasmanis on after you. Notre Dame legend, captain.
Played in the mid-90s for Lou Holtz.
Yeah, he's a NFL vet. Played for Andy Reid, though. Andy Reid and him are really tight for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hey, before we move on to some other topics, this is not on the topic, but you and Whitlock discussed it. You've had Brett Favre on Whitlock's show. Whitlock's had him on. Him and the Gastineau exchange.
Oh, man.
And I'm curious on your take. Is it Gastineau being a little bit out of thought, out of mind, maybe sick mentally? I don't know. A lot of people are saying different things. And what's your thoughts on Mark Gastineau?
Well, first of all, let's get this out of the way. If Brett Favre did that in a fight, people would be talking about him taking a flop and it'd be a fix. I think that Gastineau.
I showed Smitty the other day.
That was such
Did y'all see his tweet he put out this morning or last night of him explaining the
that was
play?
2 days ago. Yeah, that was a couple days ago. It was a long
thread.
Yeah.
And look,
and then
if you're Gastineau and your life's identity, now I have to say this about Gastineau, that's a Hall of Fame talent. There was a stretch of about 4 years when I was a kid. He was an unbelievable edge rusher. He ran like a 4.4 at his size. And he had the sack dance. People either hated him or loved him. His own teammates didn't like him. And I've never seen a career that went downhill so fast. Because once he got into the legs of Brigitte Nielsen, as Mickey told Rocky in one of those, women weaken legs. So he lost his swim move, his bull rush, his first step was gone. And he was literally all pro to out of the league. And I think that he lives with regret because
he was a big, strapping, long, like women loved him. He was dating all these models and shit.
Built like a
long
statue,
hair.
like a Greek statue.
Yeah, he was long and like a basketball player, Smitty. He was long, and now you look at him
and muscular. He probably had some pharmaceutical help, but hey, I'm not judging. Level playing field. But
I think he got hit for steroids.
Well, it was the '80s. So here's the issue, Smitty. If your whole identity is based on, hey, one thing that's going to stand out, all-time leading sack leader for one season, that means something to you. Now, you could make an argument like, bro, you got to let it go. You got to, but the to be blunt, did Favre lay down like an Oriental rug? Yes.
I showed Smitty.
Yes, he did.
Favre said that He was trying to have some fun at the end of the game. The game was over. He said he rolled out on a run play thinking that the defense would not expect it, and he would just be free to run first down in the game.
So then why is that a sack then? Shouldn't that just be a tackle for loss?
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. So it might be a bigger hands in play with this.
The 30 for 30 on Friday night is the New York Sack Exchange. Klecko, Marty Lyons, Abdul Salam, who just recently passed away, God rest his soul, and Gastineau. I'm disappointed because I've already set the DVR. I'm going to watch it. It's only an hour. That seems a little short because what happened to Gastineau after he left the Jets with the ill-fated boxing career, he seemed to have some other issues. I think it's a fascinating story. And the fact that his other teammates hated him. I want to see if they actually have those guys together in a room. I think I saw a clip where they worked together. There were years where Klecko and Marty Lyons, they never said a good word about Gastineau.
Yeah, hey, that was a hell of a D-line, man. I'm just telling you. I watched that. I used to love them play. I love that team and that defense. I'm just telling you.
Coach, you know what really also hurt Gastineau is he broke the picket line in 87.
Yep. I was about to say that.
And so there's a great story that so all his teammates were pissed off at him. They said, okay, we're going to take a drink every time Gastineau gets a sack against these scrubs. He was so bad, it ended up, there's a story that, okay, every time Gastineau lines up in a 2-point stance, we'll take a shot.
I don't watch 30 for 30s, but I'm going to watch this one. I'm going to watch this one. So let me go back to one thing real quick.
Some of them are good, JB. The ones that are meat and potatoes, but the ones that get a little bit political, I don't watch those either. I'll be honest, I don't.
Speaking of the Favre thing real quick, this is what Boomer Esiason had to say about Mark Gastineau. Take a listen.
You hurt me, Brett.
And then the representative at that point ushers
All right, so let me ask you a
away.
question. So I don't. Mark Gastineau is dealing with some medical issues, is he not?
It has to be.
Right. So I can't stand the guy. You know, the guy was a dirty, cheap shot and son of a bitch, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow, Boomer.
Straight to
How do you really feel? By the way, another great football. Rams are playing in 83. This was Dickerson's first big game. He had the 80-yard gallop. I said, okay, we got a good one. He used to do this thing called the sack dance, where he would just, and it wasn't a dance. It wasn't exactly the running man or the Cabbage Patch. It was just a white guy waving his arms. He gets a sack on Vince Ferragamo, and he starts doing the sack dance, and Jackie Slater said, no. Yeah. And he just shoved them from behind, and there was like 100 men just came together.
Yeah.
And most of the Jet teammates are like, no, we're going to have to defend this asshole. You could just tell, like, they didn't really want to be out there, but they had to. The thing about Gastineau, he does actually make a case for the Hall of Fame. If you look at his peak, the guy used to get 16, 17, 18 sacks routinely.
I think he had 2 years where he got 20 plus, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Right around there. I'm just telling you, it was him, Howie Long, and Leroy Selman that were considered the best three linemen. But they also said he wouldn't play the run. He was also a very, very selfish teammate. And in his boxing career, it was just a complete fraud. And I'll never forget Alonzo Highsmith, my man. He actually fought him in Japan on a George Foreman undercard. And Alonzo, one of the all-time great Miami Hurricanes, was actually a pretty good boxer for a guy that had never done it until he had to do it because his knee blew out in football. Alonzo nearly murdered him in a round. And I've always told Alonzo, if you'd have lost to Gastineau, you'd be dead to me. But thankfully, you didn't. You know?
Hey, man, it's always impressive, JB, how Steve knows, like, he remembers every single date, year, month. It's always impressive.
Hey, before Smitty moves on, I want to bring up something. You were talking about Chip Kelly and Ohio State having an absolute debacle on offense. Michigan turns around and goes and hires Chip Lindsey, who I know personally, who's a really innovative guy as well. Another Chip gets hired, and now that Michigan-Ohio State rivalry will be two Chips without either winning a chip. So where are you at with that?
Michigan just won a chip last year, but look, if you're Sharon Moore, you got this hotshot 5-star quarterback that you're paying a load of money, first thing is he has to be your number one priority in terms of system and style. Okay? Now, in fairness to the offensive coordinator that was there, I don't think Bill Walsh could have made that quarterback situation better. I've never seen a defending national champion say, hey, you know our quarterback? Yeah, what about him? He's a walk-on. Well, how many coaches are going to produce the greatest show on turf with that? So we'll see. But again, I have a question for Michigan fans. Is Bryce Underwood going to start day one? He's getting paid an awful lot.
He better start day one.
Yeah, well,
He better do everything day one. He better start day one. He better talk to the community day one. Everything's happening day one. With that check, that's crazy. Anyway, though, all right, keeping this thing flowing along. So Auburn and Miami, Steve, or I guess two schools to watch for Duke transfer QB Malik Murphy.
No, I heard the Murphy thing. Look, Murphy's a guy. I don't think we're in it.
Oh,
there's other quarterbacks on our list. The guy from Cal, Fernando Mendoza. I'm disappointed he's leaving Cal. I think, but I guess his guys. But I heard he might go to Indiana. Malik Murphy is okay. He's very limited, I believe, in terms of the pass offense. He's not bad at the RPO, but if you watch a lot of his games, there's some issues there. But it's been tweeted by people that I trust, and it's been intimated to me that report is not accurate as it relates to Miami. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, and that's why we bring you on here, Steve. We knew if anybody knew, it would be you. So there's always so many changes going on with these transfer portal and things like that, where you never know.
Steve, you got the other kid. There was a Willie Fritz. You think a lot of them as well. I know.
He got Connor Wegman. That's
he's
a good move
win.
for Connor.
I've been saying he's going to win.
That's a good move. Connor, when he's healthy, I'm just telling you, that guy has NFL ability. But they got to get him settled, this was not a great run for him. Before his knee injury in Jimbo's last year, he was really starting to develop. Last year, again, this past year was not great for him. He had that one great game against Mizzou. I think Connor Wegman made a really good decision linking up with Willie Fritz.
No question. Willie's going to get it done. He hired a new OC. I'm surprised he fired his OC during the season. He's done that several times. He fired his best friend in the whole world at Tulane. So he's about business, man. This is not personal. It's strictly business. He gets it. He's one of the all-time winningest coaches, contrary to people's belief out there. Over 220 plus wins as a football coach. So he's going to do something there, I think, in Houston. Houston has talent. You can draw from Louisiana, New Orleans, and Houston. I mean, you should win right there in that area. So it's going to be interesting. Rich Rod to West Virginia, Dan Mullen to UNLV, and Bill Belichick to North Carolina. Has the tide turned, Steve? Are we going back full circle to when men coached again? I'm excited as shit, and I'm actually tickled. I ate crow today. I never thought Belichick would go to college at 72. I still think it's a ploy to get his son the job there. I still think he's chasing John Shula's all-time win record in the NFL. I think he wants that 17 wins over coaching in North Carolina, but that's just me. Michael Lombardi, good friend of mine, is going with him to be the DFO, Director of Football Operations, which would be equivalent to a GM in the NFL. Where you at with the turn of the tide with these old heads getting jobs?
I believe Bill Belichick took this job because he understands maybe his NFL window is closed for whatever reason. The question that I have in terms of this succession plan with the son being the coach in waiting, is there and again, we don't know the contract details, but is there a minimum amount of years for Bill to be the head coach there for it to then say, okay, now Belichick's son? Because if I'm North Carolina, I don't want this just to be a one-year operation. And look, this is a different job than it was even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is becoming pro football, maybe it's not that big of a deal. This is now a money game. This is now a money game. It's no longer about recruiting a guy, getting on him early, calling him every day, writing him letters. Then you make that home visit. Then you eat the mom's meatloaf and you ask for seconds, even if you're not hungry. And then you develop a relationship. Now it's basically, here's your NIL. That's pro football then.
They got one of your goats, Steve, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who can really write a check.
They do, but
I think Tom Brady and Jordan are tight. And
I have not heard that Jordan's going to be involved in this, but I read something where North Carolina is going to have a $20 million NIL package, which in other words of saying, this is our salary cap. We're going to pay $20 million for this roster. So
and with Belichick and Lambeau, they're going to manipulate that $20 million and figure out how to win and gain access to guys they shouldn't get under that $20 million.
So I have a question, though. If you're a player that went there strictly for the money, even though that may have been your fourth choice, and the first time Belichick goes Belichick, and they're really on your butt, they're not coddling you, because I've read the stories about the way they treat guys, which I like. I mean, there's a great story one time that when he first got to New England, they had a really good offensive lineman, went to Louisville. His name was Bruce Armstrong. Guy had like a 12-year career, made Pro Bowls, excellent player. He walked into a meeting late, and Bruce just sits down. He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Bruce, you're late. Get the fuck out."
Yep.
And everyone's like, "What? Get the fuck out. Don't be late." He did that to you do that to a young kid, you don't know how they're going to react nowadays. You really don't.
This is Belichick. I got footage of him throwing a new NIL bag at players in recruiting portal right here. Look at this. This is how he's going to do it.
Upstairs, could you see
it? Take the money. Here.
Fucking take it, Steve.
But to your point, though, Steve, I actually think that's going to be a good thing. I think like that's how you build culture. I think from day
I'm
one,
with you, but how will the kids react, though, Darnell?
Yeah.
I mean,
is he going to be one and done, Steve? He's going to be one and done because the kids get up and just say, "Oh, fuck this old man. I'm not taking this ass ripping," and walk out. And Bill's going to realize, "Oh shit, I bit off more than I can chew. These kids are beyond soft now. I can't coach like I want." And then his son takes over. I'm surprised North Carolina went after two old whites in a row, Mac Brown and Nick and Belichick. You know what I want now? Fuck it. We're all in. Hire Nick Saban as your DC, Pete Carroll as your DB coach, and let's just shit on all these youngsters.
Well,
Fuck them.
I mean, think about it. North Carolina, in my view, thought they wanted to get younger post-Mac Brown. Well, they did by 1 year.
Yeah.
Mac Brown's 73. Belichick is 72.
Hey, he coached Lawrence Taylor, too, by the way, who's a North Carolina grad.
He did.
I still believe that majority of these kids in college want to be coached. Again, I think the big stars are the ones that are popular wise and who we talk about, and those are a lot of times are the divas. But there's a lot of 3-star guys and maybe like semi-4-star guys who want to be coached.
Smitty, when your $20 million is like kind of your cap, you're going for 4 and 5 stars. You are. But I can just imagine Bill Belichick's recruiting pitch. Well, yeah, you want to play for here. Yeah,
I got a 24-year-old girl.
Here's your NIL. You want to do that.
Let me ask y'all this real quick.
My bitch is better than yours.
We're on this. I'm on to Cincinnati.
My bitch is better than yours.
The first time he makes a player mad, you guys think a player might slide in his girl's DM?
Ooh.
Could be a poll.
I'm just saying, junior, 19 years old, 20 years old. His girl is 24, 25.
Let me ask you this, Steve. Belichick, specifically on McAfee, said this is going to be a developmental program for the NFL. Can you do what SC did on a tweet I posted last night? Can you still do what SC did with this? Like,
no, you can't. Not at quarterback. No, not at quarterback. And that's
what he's going to have.
Miami has a picture like that from the early 80s that had Jim Kelly, Testaverde, Kozar, or something, even Mark Richt. You can't do that anymore. Quarterbacks now, by their second year in the program, if they don't find a pathway to starting eventually, they're going to transfer. But here's the issue when they say, well, we're going to be an NFL pathway and we're going to all right, doesn't Georgia, Ohio State, and Bama do that? What's the difference?
What blows my mind is,
they've been doing that for 10 years.
Yeah. What blows my mind is that now we got guys leaving, going, and coming back.
Oh, KJ Jefferson, the U-turn.
What
the U-turn
fuck are we doing? Like, KJ Jefferson, what is this? Thanks to everything, but I'm going, let's run it back. This is an embarrassment, home. I'm just, this
well,
is
who are you more embarrassed for? KJ or Arkansas?
Arkansas. Okay. Arkansas for taking him back, and then you, as a player, should be ashamed of your motherfucking self. Because bottom line is, when you left Arkansas, I remember specifically because I liked the kid, and I used to have, goddamn, my main man on Arkansas QB.
Oh yeah, I like him. He came. What's his name?
Goddamn.
It'll come to us. Come on, keep going. It'll come to us.
You know him, Steve. My boy. Arkansas quarterback legend.
I know. Keep going, though. Give what you take. It'll come back to us.
God damn, played for the Cowboys.
Arkansas. Played for the Arkansas?
Light-skinned brother.
Clint Stoner. Stoner comes on and around this time and was like, look, man, KJ's a good dude. I coach him, And then he leaves and says why he left. But now you're going back to run it back. Don't say you left because X, Y, Z, and now you're going back. Because if you go back for the things you said you left for, you're a liar. You're strictly just lied, and it's all about money, and this is a joke now. It's an absolute mockery that this kid's going backwards or forward or U-turn, whatever.
J.J. Jefferson moving on up and coming right back down.
I feel like it's comeback season right now.
Deluxe apartment in the sky high. Hey, we moving on. Anyway.
We're seeing programs. We're seeing coach return their program. We're seeing players return their program.
Well, I have a question, though. But I kind of like Kalen Green. I thought he showed signs of being a pretty good quarterback under the direction of Petrino. So is KJ going to actually compete with that offense? I'm a little bit confused by this. I think KJ's future at the next level is actually tight end. I see a lot of Logan Thomas in him because he's a big, strong athlete.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Hey, Steve, before you get out of here, we got a NFL legend, Notre Dame legend joining us. I want to introduce you guys real quick. Our main man, Philadelphia Eagle legend, Notre Dame captain, our main man, Paul Grasmanis. Paul, welcome in. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, good to be here. Appreciate you guys. I don't know about that legendary status though, but thank you.
Hey, this is Steve Kim, who's on Whitlock. I text Whitlock yesterday. You guys all live by each other down there. Kyle Turley, good friend of mine. So Whitlock said he would love to get you on. You guys are all right there, neighbors and stuff. So Steve is a co-host with Whitlock, as you see the Fearless sign. So I just want to introduce you guys.
Hey, Paul, before I get out of here, I just have one question. When you played for Holtz and you guys were playing like Army and Navy, and he'd do the whole, well, I really believe this is one of the greatest teams ever. And, the Army has – did you guys ever say in the locker room, like, Jesus, coach, really?
No, to be honest, coach was so good at getting us to believe in that. Because we didn't know, I didn't know any better. We were 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. And when you get somebody like Coach Holtz with his, with his past, his experience, his success, man, you're buying into it. I didn't know any better. All I knew was to be scared as hell out of that triple option and, them rolling up on D linemen's ankles and whatnot. So, hey, he put some fear in us.
Hey, Paul, you on your phone?
Yes, sir.
Can you turn it sideways?
There we go.
There we go.
Just for when we do video clips later on, our guy cuts them and stuff. So, yeah. Hey, Paul, real quick. Hopefully you guys are right there. You guys can all link up with Steve.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you're all out there in that same area. Tell me what you were tell Steve what you were telling me the other day about when you moved out that way, and then you still talk to Andy Reid and everything from your Eagle days, and how great of a dude he is. And because you clown with me about the Mahomes thing. Steve loves Mahomes too. Whitlock is a Kansas City Chiefs.
I like Mahomes.
These guys are Chiefs. These guys are just Mahomes.
No, but wait a minute. I've said this before. In my view, because of my age, the greatest quarterback, in my view, all things being equal, is Cool Joe Montana. I think his ability to throw on time, his footwork was absolute ballet. But again, I'm old. I don't put Tom Brady or anyone else above. And I was a Ram fan growing up. That guy tormented my football childhood. I'm a Montana guy, begrudgingly.
Well, hey, I'm okay with that. That's Notre Dame right there.
Notre Dame,
no doubt.
You'd like him.
But yeah, with Coach Reid, having played for him for 6 years, I was there. I was new to Philadelphia when he got there, and the way he rebuilt that team, got rid of the people from the old regime, if you will. And built the team the way he wanted it and had all the success. We had, those NFC championship runs. We had the Super Bowl there, and then fast forward a few years later when he ends up in Kansas City and he's doing it all over again. I mean, Coach Reid I can't say enough good things about him. He's been a blessing to my family and I. My son, he's, it speaks volumes when you get an NFL coach that, so over the summer, I get a random package in the mail, and the package is full of T-shirts and footballs and hats, and it's addressed to my son, right? And so when I think that's Coach Reed to me. He's managing a football team, and this is amidst everything, with Harrison Butker that was going on this summer. As a matter of fact, when I called him to thank him, he was like, "Yeah, I'm just putting out some fires right now." But the fact that he's got the time to think of my son and my family, man, that speaks volumes. He that's why he's one of the best.
Paul, I'll end it like this because I got to get out of here. But the fact his run in Philadelphia is actually underrated because, and not to disparage anybody, but he consistently knocked on the Super Bowl doorstep with Torrance Small, Freddie Mitchell, Todd Pinkston. And there in that 1 year he had Terrell Owens. If he doesn't get injured, I think it's a completely different Super Bowl, even though Terrell had a good game. If he stays in the life of Donovan McNabb for a few more years, Donovan's a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he stays there. So I actually think his Philadelphia run, I know people say he didn't win a Super Bowl there, but if you look at everything in context of what he took over and what he built them, I think may have been a Hall of Famer just on that run alone.
Hey, Steve and Paul, and wasn't the NFC fucking East a lot better than the AFC West at this time?
100%.
Yeah.
The AFC West was nothing at that time.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I mean, shoot, yeah. When we were there, the Cowboys were still solid.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman was still there, even though he was right on his last legs there. And the Giants had their Super Bowl run there in 2000, 2001, whatever that was, even though they got smashed by the Ravens. But, our division was solid. And, and I'm not going to put, those guys were great guys. I love Pinkston as well. Pinkston's on Coach Reed's staff there now in Kansas City. We had a great, I look at when we lost the NFC Championship game to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, we got out schemed, flat out. We got out schemed on our defense. I'm not putting that.
Yeah.
Granted, our offense maybe could have scored some more points, but we got out schemed on defense. We didn't defensively. We didn't play the best that day. And then then I go back to the year before that when we played Carolina. I forget it was the year before or year after, but anyway, when we played the Panthers in the NFC Championship game, I mean, what, Jake Delhomme beat us? I mean, come on, that's on us. That's on defense.
Yeah, guys, I got to get going. Paul, nice meeting you.
You as well.
Thank you.
Later. Paul, man, I welcome in, brother. I appreciate you coming in. Notre Dame legend. You're rocking the Notre Dame gear. Smitty's from Indiana, so he knows the rivalry.
Okay.
He went to Ball State.
Chirp.
Yeah, so
Hey, Blaine Bishop.
Come on now. There you go.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Legend.
Hey,
Ball State
Paul,
legend.
you guys I want to get your take on the college football playoff. You got two teams from the state of Indiana in this thing. Where are you at with them two playing each other? Is that something that you think the committee looked at and said, you know what, South Bend, getting involved? Where are you at with that? And is Indiana kind of on your board as like a hated team since they're in state, or you really never crossed paths in that? I don't believe Indiana and Notre Dame ever crossed paths in recruiting, playing, even though they're not too far away. It's an in-state rivalry, but it's really not, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the last time we played them was 35, 40 years ago. So, I mean, it's been a good minute. It's definitely not a rivalry. But nonetheless, I mean, it's in state, right? Like they're 2 hours down the road from us. And, they play some smash mouth football this year. I love what they've been able to put together there. So, we definitely can't take them lightly. But I know Notre Dame's going to do their thing. I know they're going to represent, and we're going to be all right.
Yeah, they're looking real good right now. And obviously, I know they had that that bad loss early in the year against NIU, but since then they've been Notre Dame's been rolling. Like since then, it's like that was a wake up call for them. I guess how serious do you feel like this Notre Dame team is? Like, do you think they can win it all this year? Like realistically?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think right now, because I honestly believe we have one of the best defenses out there. Granted, USC put some points up on us last week, and I think that was a good thing. I think that too was a little bit of a slap in the face. Like, okay, we got to wake up, and But overall, I mean, we Notre Dame's got one of the top defenses out there. Xavier Watts, All-American safety and whatnot, and the defensive line doing their thing, leading. I want to say the defensive tackles are leading the country in sacks. Got great young guys who are freshmen who are stepping up to the plate. Guys like Bryce Young coming in playing defensive end and getting a couple of sacks. I mean, we got some studs there on that defense, and all Riley Leonard. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think that NIU game. Slow start against A&M that first game. Yeah. Awesome win, but slow start nonetheless. And then losing the very next week to NIU. I think that was a wake up call because he's been nothing but get better every single game. And what I don't think a lot of people know about Riley Leonard too is, when Notre Dame took him in the springtime or whatever, when he made the transfer, he had that ankle injury from Duke, and then he had the surgery. So he missed all of spring ball. And then he missed, through that rehab process, he missed a lot of the summer ball as well. So when he was going into that A&M game, the system was still pretty new for him.
Right.
And all he's been doing is growing and learning ever since then.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let me transition. Your Eagles, you played there for what? I don't know. I know you got drafted by the Bears, right? And then you go to the Eagles. Most of your career was in Philly with Andy. Where are you at with them right now? They're playing as well as anybody in the NFL, but they have a little distinction going on. It seems to be off the field with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. You may have some insight on that. I don't know. But what is going on with that? And is that a dynamic that can throw a monkey wrench in their, Super Bowl run kind of plans?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, right? I mean, you're on a 9-game win streak, and immediately after the win, when you ask, A.J. Brown what happens, he says passing. Like,
regardless,
I get that you can address that, Monday come meetings, but to say that, immediately after the game, I mean, I've got my opinion. Receivers are going to be receivers. They want the ball, and that's just, And we ran into that in Philadelphia. Things that when we had our issues in the locker room with Donovan and T.O. and I mean that was crazy, and it can definitely divide it. Go ahead.
Freddie Mitchell with you?
Freddie was there. Yeah.
I coached Freddie's brother he played for me at Compton.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think stuff like that can definitely tear the locker room up. And especially after when you look at what happened in Philly last year, right? Like they dropped off a ledge last year.
Yeah.
This year feels a little different though, like from the eye test, right? Like last year, it's like every win they had just I didn't feel comfortable about it. If that makes sense. It just seemed like they were just sneaking
like the Chiefs of this year.
I don't know. This year, I just with the addition of Saquon too, the way Saquon is playing right now, I think he makes the offense that much scarier. It's a completely different dynamic. They're running the ball over everybody to where Jalen Hurts doesn't even have to do that much, right? To where like he's throwing it maybe 20 times a game, and that's working for them. They're playing tight nose, defense, hard nose defense, running the ball well. Jalen Hurts is sitting back, not making too many mistakes. Doing that Philly, that little QB sneak, whatever they call it, and they're just kind of playing smart football. So I mean, I do think that this can, big picture in the playoffs, maybe in a big moment, if AJ and Jalen doesn't get this thing figured out, I do think it could cause some issues in a big moment. But
they also have a guy named Saquon Barkley, who I believe could be an MVP candidate. Is probably, but I think he helps them out with with the big time capability of just taking it 80 at any given time.
Yeah,
and that changes the dynamic. That also like makeup for ugly females. It covers up the blemishes.
I'm a big believer. Don't fix what ain't broken.
Yeah, man. It covers up the
if Saquon's working, man, give that ball, feed that boy.
Yeah. And I think Saquon covers up all the ugliness.
Oh, for sure. I would 100% agree.
But at the same time, I don't know.
Now. But what's going to happen in the playoffs when they got to play the Detroit Lions, right? Or even maybe the Minnesota Vikings or just, one of those top teams in the NFC this year. when, like, I mean, when it's playoff, it's nut up or shut up. You know, maybe the scheme is going to be directed to where we're going to slow down Saquon. We're going to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. If Jalen and AJ are not on the same page, I don't know. It just makes me nervous. Like, I can see that being an issue down the road.
Yeah.
See, and I don't think we're talking about their offense, obviously, right? Because they got the issues, but man, their defense.
Good. Yeah.
Shoot, when they played, my head turned a little bit when they played the Ravens a couple of weeks ago and shut the Ravens down pretty good. That was impressive.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Jalen Carter? Obviously, you played the position. Jalen Carter, young guy, but has been playing very well this year, in my opinion. Like, what are your thoughts on him?
I think he's a Pro Bowl caliber player. I mean, I think the dude's a stud. He replaces Fletcher Cox basically, and I see them in the same, physical aspect. Like the stature. I mean, both giant men, both athletic men, both can just dominate the linemen in front of them easily. Like when you watch Jalen Carter, especially if you see some practice film on him or whatnot, and I mean he can just one arm somebody, like man. But I remember, my last year, my 10th year, and I was coming off of some injuries, and we drafted some O linemen early in the first and second round, and these guys, here I was at 31 years old and they're 21, and now they're 6'5", 330 at guard and running a 5 flat. And I'm like, shit, I'm coming off an Achilles tendon rupture. These joints are hurting. And, I'm like, my time is done.
That was the moment. I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and hang it up.
You knew when to call it quits, but someone that doesn't know how to call it quits, a guy Super Bowl, Bill Belichick takes a college head coaching job in North Carolina. What's your take on that?
Man, I got so many questions. I think like everybody, right? Like, I think having this year off, like doing the tour with McAfee and whatnot, like maybe it's rejuvenated him some, giving him some life, if you will. But man, I mean, what is he, 72?
Yep.
And dating a 22, 23-year-old.
24.
And you see the memes that are out there. And now that's all like that's funny stuff, right? But like the flip side is I think he can change the game as well. Because he said, I'll get you NFL ready.
Yeah.
What kid doesn't want to hear that? What mom and dad don't want? What mom and dad would not want their kid to be, to have a disciplinarian like that, to help raise their kid.
Yeah.
And show them the right things, or even in the transfer portal, right? Like, hey, you come over here as a receiver, we got to work on your hands or your footwork or your routes, and I can help you with that. Like, I agree. So again, there's a lot of questions. Can he recruit? I think he's got to surround himself with the right people.
Yeah, it's a big key.
No doubt. He's hired Michael Lombardi, a good friend of ours, comes on the show quite often. Who's going to go over and run the day-to-day director of football ops for him. It's going to be interesting. I'm sure he'll still do his show and so forth. He's on a show right now, so I'm going to try to get him on here tomorrow. I'm interested to see how they run this, because obviously Bill's not hiring Lombo if he's not talking about strictly business at the college level, which it is now. So I'm curious to see. Only issue I have is like the guys that are so easily deterred from a ass ripping or hearing something they don't want to hear from this old dude, and then they can easily just go into the portal, which to me is the cop-out way of not facing you as a man, looking you in the eye anymore. It's basically a text message that I'm leaving. I'm in the portal. That's the problem. See what I mean? He'll never get a chance to meet the kid that wants to leave. And that was the whole thing about my kid. I'm like, dude, if you want to have a problem, you come over and talk to me, and let me say, okay, leave, or let me talk you out of it. That's the issue. I want to see if Belichick can talk kids out of leaving, but I don't know if the NCAA, the non-caring assholes of America, have allowed the kid to face the grown man and become a man right in front of their eyes. If you leave and you have a valid response for why, I'm all for it. Go ahead. But if you're just leaving because it's competition, I can't play, you cuss me out, then that's the problem we're creating, in my opinion, for the youth.
Yeah, no doubt. I 100% agree. I think like you do with that stuff. Like, man, wait your turn. It's only going to make you better. The competition, waiting your turn. I 100% agree where these kids who want to start now, like, you're 18 years old and man, you got so much more developing to do. You don't need to go out and start somewhere, but they don't know that, right? Like these kids that they've all been fed a silver spoon.
Yeah.
I remember I coached high school for 10 years here. And I want to say it was our first year and we were trying to set a precedence, of how we were going to do things. And one game we went into now we were also a very small school. So I think we only had like 25 kids on the roster. And so but I remember one game we suspended, I think 12 kids. Like we going out there with who we got.
Yeah.
And guess what? We lost by, I think, 2 points.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the greatest defeat I ever had. I benched my All-American starting QB, and he was late, nonchalant, showed up like he was the shit. I started a backup guy who could throw it a little bit, but wasn't nearly as good as this kid, and we won. Now you got the motherfucker by the balls.
Yeah.
Because, see, when you win without him, the team says, oh, shit. We don't need this motherfucker. You better step in. So that was a huge thing. I was just praying like, motherfucker, we got to win this game. And,
right.
We win at the buzzer, by the way. We win at the fucking buzzer on the double option.
That makes it even more sweeter, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot. So getting back to Belichick with what we're talking about, I think these kids, at least I'm going to think maybe in a year or two, they know that's what they signed up for. Like I'm coming to you. I know you're a hard ass.
Yeah, no doubt. Can you get 2 years though? And 74 years old now, you probably coach these kids' daddies. Belichick's like, oh, I coach your daddy.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it's good. Can the kid? Will the kid? Is there enough kids? I guess who have daddies coached by Belichick? That's the question I have. Like, there's only going to be a few, and you got access to Michael Jordan, Lawrence Taylor. I mean, he's got all the NFL access he wants to Tom Brady. I'm sure. If he wanted, I'm sure Tom Brady, as a PR stunt, would do a favor and call a kid, just like Charlie Weiss had at Notre Dame when he was the head coach there. And one of my kids, Jimmy Clausen, he had Tom Brady call Jimmy Clausen. That's how Charlie Weiss got him in a lot of ways. So can Belichick do that? You know what I mean? And are these kids, do these kids care anymore? Do they even know who the fuck Tom? I mean, they know Tom Brady, but do they know Tom Brady? You know what I'm saying? These kids.
Well, and I mean, I don't know where they stand on the money, the NIL, but like, I mean, he could definitely do.
They say 20 mil.
Like what Indiana just did. Indiana just spent millions, right? Like, I'm not taking anything away from Cignetti because I think Cignetti's done a great job there, but I know they spent some money too.
No,
like they're at the top of the list.
No doubt. Hey, Paul, before you get out of here, man, we do a little segment called Hell Yeah or Hell No. And we got to get you on record saying hell yeah or hell no. And I got about 5 questions for you before you get out of here.
Okay.
Before we go to commercial break, we got Alabama legend Trent Richardson on after you. So here we go, Paul. Hell yeah or hell no. Brought to you by BetUS. Indiana beats Notre Dame. Hell yeah or hell no.
Can I give an F no?
Yep.
That's not going to happen.
I'm going to say hell no. I do think it's going to be a good game, though. I think it's going to be a packed house, obviously, to Indiana school. I think it's going to be packed, but I think Notre Dame gets the win. Hell no.
No doubt. Hell no.
I love Cignetti. I don't believe Indiana's as good as people think. Their schedule is 80th ranked in the country. They beat no one. They didn't even have to play the second best team in Penn State in their division. They got mollywopped by the best team who got mollywopped by a Michigan team that has no offense whatsoever. I'm not high on Indiana. I love Cignetti and what he's done there in year one, but I don't believe they're as good. I think Notre Dame's rolling. Is probably playing as well as anyone, and I do believe I agree with you, Paul. I think the USC game was a wake-up call, and now they'll get back to fundamentals like a bye week in sense. And I think Notre Dame has a real opportunity here. I've seen what they've done since they lost to the nobodies of the Midwest.
Right.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the MAC conference.
Do that.
Hell yeah, hell no, Paul Smitty. Oregon will win the Natty.
Hell no. Hell no.
Every day, Notre Dame.
Right there. You see it right there.
I'm gonna say hell no. I don't know who's gonna win yet. I haven't made my final official pick, but I'm not confident that's gonna be Oregon. I'm gonna say hell no.
I'm gonna say, I think
it's tough, ain't it?
I'm gonna go with hell yeah, but I think they got fucked in the committee. I think they got the hardest path. But when you're the champion and the national champion, you got to go through the hardest path, just as you do in the Super Bowl champion. So I think the Oregon Ducks are going to stay perfect as they've been, the only team in the country. Hell yeah, hell no, Paul. The Eagles win the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna say no. Hell no. Hell no. I got to put my money with the Lions there. I love everything that Dan Campbell's doing. That team is rolling. They've already faced adversity, man, and they're doing it with how many replacements?
Man,
like they're crazy good right now.
I'm gonna say hell no because of the issues we talked about earlier. I think at some point it's gonna bottom in the butt, and I think it's gonna happen in the playoffs. So I like the Lions a lot. I think the Lions right now today looks like the best team in the NFL. But man, as much as I hate to say it, man, it's something about the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs don't look good this year to me. I mean, JB and I agree that they look like the worst 12-1 team we might have seen, but they keep finding ways to win. Your boy Andy Reid is a bad boy, and he just finds a way to win. So it's hard to count them out. I'm gonna say hell no to the Eagles.
I think I agree with Paul, man. Bailey, if you could put that if you can in a second when you get a chance. I agree with Paul because this right here you don't see in the NFL. You don't see this right here in the NFL. Look at this video.
All right, Cole, man. Let's go. You already know. Don't worry, baby.
Think too.
That's a well-oiled machine that is fully bought in.
That's awesome. I love that.
Too often at the NFL level. You don't really see that too often at the NFL level. This team right here is dialed in, regardless if they're hurt or not. Will they lose? I think they still lose another game before the playoffs start. Will the Eagles? They're going to vie for that number one spot, and the Vikings are right there with the Packers. So it's going to be very
interesting. I know they still got to get in. We talked about it earlier today, but if the Rams get in the playoffs, just be careful.
Out. Yeah.
Be careful.
Always. They're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough out. I'm going to say hell no, though, because I'm not a Jalen Hurts believer, and I think there's too many off-field issues with the passing game that A.J. Brown alluded to that is going to cost them. Because eventually, Paul, as you know, once you get to the playoffs and you have a resume on certain guys throughout a 16, 17-game season, there's going to be some things they do differently in the playoffs that you haven't seen. And you're going to treat this a totally different way. And they're going to load the box and stop Saquon Barkley. And they're going to say, Jalen Hurts, you beat my man-to-man corners with the football placement. I think Jalen struggles in that regard. And I believe that's why the Eagles will not win it. So I'm going to say hell nah. Hell yeah, hell nah. Paul, the Lions are the best team in the NFL. I think you just answered that.
Hell yeah. The Lions, like we just said, Dan Campbell's got that. It's a well-oiled machine. Those players love one another. They've bought into one another. They've bought into his system. And again, even amidst all their injuries, they're doing it, and they've been tested.
Yeah, hell yeah, I agree. Right now, I don't see a team playing better than them across the league. I mean, you look at the best teams in the league right now. You got to, obviously we talk Eagles, we talk Vikings, you still got to talk Chiefs. You might want to sprinkle the Ravens name in there, the Bills, of course, but out of all those teams, no one's looking like the Lions right now overall. So I think you got to put them as the best team today.
Last one for you, Paul. Hell yeah, hell no. Bill Belichick will win at North Carolina.
I'm going to go hell yeah. I think he's going to get the guys to buy in. I think he's going to help these guys become pros, if you will. And I think he's going to attract the right people. And I think they're going to open up the wallets too. I think they're going to pay some players to get there. They're going to be all right.
Yep. And you already heard my take in the first hour. Hell yeah. I think if he stays here throughout his total tenure, was it a 5-year deal if I'm not mistaken? If he stays there, I think one of those years he will get UNC to the Natty. With the 12-team playoffs, I think it changes the game. It gives other teams some opportunities. And I think if he can get that team in the playoffs, I can see Belichick, having the staff, having a team around him to at least one year get him to the Natty.
Yeah, Man, it's tough, bro.
I'm a believer in Belichick, man.
I believe in Belichick. I'm the biggest Belichick believer there is. The issue is I don't know if he'll be there past a year. I don't. I think he won 17 more victories in the NFL to break Don Shula's record more than
that was one of the questions I had as well. Like he wants to go break that record.
Yeah, I don't. This is such a weird, interesting dynamic to say the least. Because I know he wants that Don Shula record, and I don't know if someone told him to go here for a year and agents. You know how it goes, Paul. I don't know, but we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Paul, man, it's been a pleasure. We gotta have you on more often, man. Notre Dame
would love to.
Captain, Notre Dame legend, Philadelphia Eagle, Bears. We're gonna follow you. We'll have you on again anytime before the season ends, and then as far as we talk this bowl game. We'll have to have you on next week,
I'll be up there next week. I'll be there for that thing.
For that game, okay, bet. Maybe next Thursday we'll have you on again before the game.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then after the game. All right, cool.
Yeah, pleasure meeting you, my guy.
You as well, man. Thanks, guys.
All right, Paul. See you later. T. Rich is already in the building. We're gonna take a 3-minute break, take a piss. Smitty got to move his car. He got to recharge Boost Mobile, Walmart Minute phone. And then we'll be back with T. Rich, Bama legend, to talk about his Bama team getting snubbed, or is he going to call it a snub? We're going to dive into that as well. Plus, I got a hell yeah, hell no for T. Rich right out the gate. Right out the gate. Damn. Look at it.
Don't know where. We'll be right back, y'all.
3 minutes.
JV's fastest 3 minutes. Here we go. Josh Allen and the Bills came to La La Land and faced the best quarterback in the football, Matthew Stafford. Josh Allen may be the MVP and the best player in football, but Matthew Stafford is the best ball spinner and quarterback in the NFL. And my Uso, Nakua, comes up big again, balling out. Cooper Kupp, Nakua, the two best wide receiver tandem in football. Matthew Stafford getting him the rock, and my man says, give me the pay dirt. The Rams get the big one, 44-42. The Eagles and Jalen Hurts throws for 100 yards because they got that guy, Saquon Barkley, who's leading the pack. But A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are butthurt and not feeling each other because Jalen Hurts can only muster 119 yards. Here we go. Mike Tomlin continues to win games. Jameis Winston licking his fingers. Crab leg motherfucker. You can't beat this defense. The Steelers get another dub under Russell Weirdo. Here we go. The Vikings and Sam Darnold. But what do I know? Comeback player of the year. Those 5 touchdowns as the Minnesota Vikings continue to roll. They say, Lions, watch out. We're coming, motherfuckers. The Vikings continue to win. Uh-oh. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield is getting it done week by week. Mike Evans and the boys smacked the Raiders, and oh my goodness, Max Crosby must one out now. Look out, NFC West. The Rams are coming, but guess who they're chasing? The Seahawks, as they continue to roll the mental midget. Kyler Murray up. 2 out of the last 5 games, they beat the Arizona Cardinals, and they lead the West. Uh-oh, the Niners going over to see finger licking good, fingernail painting, Caleb Williams, and they absolutely dominate without CMC. And Brock Purdy looked decent yesterday. He looked like a bus driver instead of a rider. Oh my goodness, the Dolphins and Tua look good when Tua's available. Tyreek Hill got more babies than he does touchdowns. And the Santa Claus are singing. And here we go to watch the worst game of the day. The Jags and the Titans, and holy shit. This game should have been in the college football playoff. And the Giants continue to look like the Giants as the Saints block a field goal, win the game. Derek Carr, he may walk by faith, but surely not by sight, as he ends up getting hurt once again. Hey, it's the fastest 3 minutes. Coach JB, don't miss the Coach JB show with Big Smitty tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Peace.
Yes, sir. We are back in the building. Shout out to Paul Grasmanis for joining us. So, 10-year NFL veteran, Notre Dame Fighting Irish legend. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that's joined us today. Steve Kim, as always. And Next, it will be T-Rich here in a second. Bama legend Trent Richardson will join us here. We're going to dive into the college football playoff and get into tonight's 49ers-Rams matchup. And Bailey, I don't know. I'm just telling you, dog. Aliens are real. What's going on in New Jersey? Anyone in New Jersey in this chat right now? Can anyone clear the air? Is it all fake news? Is it fake social media? Why is there an alien fucking viewing every single timeline on my Twitter every day in New Jersey? But last night it happened right here. Last night it happened here in Southern California, right here in Temecula. So I'm trying to figure it out. Is it aliens? Are they drones? Or is it Iran? What's going on? I got to figure out. If it wasn't aliens, if it's not aliens, if it is aliens, why haven't anyone done anything about it? Come on, dog. Let's bring in our main man, Alabama legend. Bring him in properly, Bailey. NFL legend, Alabama legend, our main man, head coach of Hoover High School, Trent Richardson.
Yeah. I'm in my mode, ready to transform you into I hate a storm, Hail Marys, I make it pour. Good, I ain't lying, you little giants, we been defying. Rise, raise the course, be the boss, breaking down the walls. We all in, wants to clone the tosses. Fight the plan of action, never acting, we need to scramble to get traction, we make it happen. When the snap comes, keep him up, Richardson, into the end zone.
Yeah. I'm just
What's
fucking with
going on?
I'm just fucking with T-Rich, by the way, chat. He's not the head coach. Okay. You rocking that hat right there. Ooh.
You know, man, I gotta rock the hat, man, because it's something that we built. You know what I mean? It's something we was a part of the legacy, man.
Oh shit. You ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. Shit.
Oh no.
Hey, hell yeah, hell no. Right out the gate. Hell yeah, hell no. Nick Saban's gonna be Belichick's D coordinator in North Carolina.
Hell no. Hell no. That is definitely not gonna happen. Hell to the no.
I would love to see. I would love the old heads to come back and whip these young cats' ass. I would love it. Pete Carroll too. Bring Pete back too. Fuck it.
If anybody can do it, those three can do it though.
I know. That I'm gonna tell you right now, those three are scaring the shit out of these young motherfuckers. I tell you that much. Shit. I would love it, man. I just like to talk about shit that could have been, would have been, could have been shit that'll never happen. I just want to see it. All right, where we at from the gate, man? The college playoff. You got to see it. Where you at, and what do you think about the actual? I'm not a believer in this thing. I did my own bracket. I don't know if Bailey has it, but I put in my own bracket, and I thought that Bama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina should have been in, and I'm a West Coast guy. But I look at the eyeball test. I see the strength of schedule that they used to use, which I don't understand. And I don't agree with Arizona State and Boise getting byes. When your conference get in, that's cool criteria. But the other one, where you get a bye automatically, how is Boise State the fucking number 3 ranked team in the country? They're not. They're ninth. They're ninth. Like, they're ninth.
But the way you gotta look at it, they're not the number 3 ranked team in the country. They're the number 3 ranked team within this template. I know, right? I know it's not correct, but I'm saying, like, you gotta make the playoffs, and then they rank the teams within the playoffs.
No, that's what they should do. No, that's what they need to do. That's not what they did here. They gave him a 3rd seed because of what they did, not because they don't rank them. If they ranked them, they should have been the 9th seed.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I actually agree with that. That's probably easier to do it that way than to be like, all right, you won your conference, boom. That's probably an easier way to do it that way. But I'm not mad at the 12 they put in. I don't think no way Bama needed to get in. Like, not even trying to be funny. I'm just saying they lost 3 games. Only reason why Clemson is in because they won their conference. That's the only reason.
Shitty though. T-Rich, what's your thoughts on Bama being left out? I got to get your take on that right out the gate.
I feel both sides of it, man. I feel like They got snubbed. They did get snubbed.
He
And
is
there's
now.
no way in the hell that you put Clemson in there and you don't put Bama in there. Or you got SMU in there and you don't have Bama in there.
Hold
I don't care
on.
what you
For
say.
context, Smitty, what he's saying is Alabama beat Georgia, who beat the fuck out of Clemson. So that's the context he's saying. I'm just clarifying. I'm his interpreter today. I'm T-Rich interpreter.
And then you look at, Bama 3 losses, and you look at Clemson 3 losses, like, who was the better team at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? And we always know there's going to be a rivalry between Bama and Clemson. But I'm not even talking about, just them and those guys. But if you got a 3-loss ACC team in there, you should definitely have a 3-loss Alabama or SEC team in there. Because like JB just said, bro, we got a lot of teams in the SEC right now that look like they should be in the playoffs, and they look like they got better teams than half of the playoffs looking at right now. And so when you think about it, man, it's almost a curse when you're at SEC school because it's almost a gift and a curse because you're going to beat down on each other in the SEC, right? And the best ball conference-wise has been over the last 15, almost to 17 years. No, longer than 17. Since Coach Saban been at LSU, let's put it like that. Since Pete Carroll left the game, it's been the SEC for the last 17, 18 years, 19 years.
Yep.
Or 20, because Urban Meyer's too. He went through his phase.
Clemson's
so
won 2 in that mix. Clemson won 2.
Yeah, Clemson won 2, Florida State won 1, Ohio State won 1 and 2.
Urban, yeah.
Yeah. But it's one of those things, bro. Like when you think about it, I don't think Bama deserved to get in this year because of the bullshit that they put out. If they did not put out the bullshit that they did, and it's not hating on those kids. Well, I can't take Oklahoma, but Vandy I cannot live with. And I'm just those was one of those games where it's like, bro, I know I ain't playing past the first quarter.
But
I'm not looking down on Vandy.
But I got to argue this year, Vandy was a much better program than they've been.
Yeah,
and they're much better than Oklahoma, in my opinion.
Most definitely. And I think when you play a team like Bama and beat them, it makes you a better team because now you're like, well, shit, we beat the best team in the nation or what they call the program, right? Well, we can go beat anybody. We get like we usually take people will. We didn't take anybody will this year. And so I don't think deserving it a fair shot to get in. I knew it was gonna be like this. If we wasn't in this situation with 3 losses, it wouldn't have been like this. So we wouldn't even had this conversation. Go handle your business and you're not looking on the outside in.
Here's the issue I have. The issue with Clemson for me, I also predicted they'd win the ACC, but the issue I have is the committee and the way the NCAA or whoever is scheduling these games makes it even look worse on the actual selection committee when they pick the games or the teams to be in the playoff. And I say that because you got beat at home on your last game of the year against your state rival. You're not even your state champ. And you got beat by an SEC team in South Carolina who is left out. And I get it. They had to handle their business too. But I argue that Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Bama, who beat each other kind of in a round robin deal there, deserve in over a couple of these other teams that I brought up my own bracket earlier in the week. I have the issue of maybe South Carolina and Clemson now should play earlier so it's not a glaring, horrible loss on a team that you allowed in the playoff in Clemson, who has 3 losses, by the way. It's not like that was their only loss and they're going to get in regardless. No, you got your ass whipped against Georgia in the SEC and against South Carolina in the SEC. So that's my big argument as far as how we pick these teams and how we rank them per my discussion with Smitty a second ago, how Boise being 3rd and all this. Come on, man. If you rank them the other way, at least it changes a little bit of that cloudiness, in my opinion.
And it's like what you just said, JB. Like those teams should be played earlier. Like play those games early. You see what Nick laid the blueprint out for everybody. I don't see why people are not going by the rule book or the playbook or whatever that he left.
I don't either.
We always played a good team first game of the season, first or the second game of the season. Get it on out the way. Let everybody know who he is. Let everybody know what we come to do. And let everybody know what we need to work on too at the same time. Within ourselves with the team.
Yeah.
But you go out. I remember first game, bro. We played Virginia Tech, and they had Tyrod Taylor, and he was he was the guy at the time, coming in. And man, we just went out there and balled out, bro. Like that's what made us come together. That's what gave us our identity. And I didn't even play much. I played maybe 4 minutes that game, and I might have played kickoff and 2 or 3 plays on offense. But
I disagree with the chat. The chat is talking about Bama got hurt by playing Mercer. No, they didn't. What are you talking about? That's not even
they play a
part
team
of
like
the
that every year.
The schedule doesn't even go into effect. Smitty, you're
that don't
muted.
even.
The strength of schedule didn't even go into effect. If it was, there'd be 3 teams: Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Bama with all the
Even if they play Mercer, even if they play
forever.
even if they play Mercer, you go look at their other games. It's still way stronger than anybody in the league. Anybody
and by the way,
in the SEC.
that Mercer team was 10-1. I'm just throwing that out there. It's
And
not
my
like
boy Jody over there coaching them boys.
Yeah, it wasn't like they was 0-10 team they brought in last minute. They brought in a 10-1 team and had to beat them. So I mean they beat the shit out of them. I'm just saying that's a 10-1 team they're playing though, not like it's fucking Ball State. So where are we at?
What I respect about that, and this is off subject, Coach Saban always did that, right? Saban was able to go get let one of his guys that he coached with, or guys that he mentored, he'll play against them and get that school money and get that team an opportunity to see where y'all need to be at, and these are the guys that y'all want to perform like or beat. This is what y'all want to do with the big show. I'm gonna show y'all. And so this is the respect I have for Coach Saban, man, because a lot of people ain't playing cats like that because they mess up and lose, or they mess up and get some cats hurt. They're gonna be kicking themselves in the ass. But the way Nick Saban left that program, it's a blueprint everywhere, y'all. Like we got to open the book and just look at it.
It's right there. It's right there, man. So I'm excited to see the playoffs, though. Overall, what I'm saying, regardless, there's always going to be arguments, no matter how.
Why you sound like that, though, Smitty? Why you sound like that? I'm excited to see the
playoffs. He got a big
like,
butt coming on, T-Red. He got a butt coming on.
No, the reason why my tone is like that, T-Red,
you usually be
my
Smitty in the house.
My tone is like that because I know I have a co-host who hates everything. And I think he hates the show we do. He hates young people.
Hey, whites,
hates blacks, definitely Mexicans. Baby, 12-team playoffs. He hates NFL, NBA. He hates all sports. Like he's a negative Nancy. So it's like the reason why my tone is like that is because I know as soon as I say I'm excited to watch the playoffs, JB's gonna jump in. Oh, it's shitty to me. So I'm already preparing for that negativity to come my way, T-Rich. So I apologize for me coming in with the tone. It's not like me.
Smitty, that shouldn't change you, though, Smitty. That don't change you, though.
Sometimes it's energy, though, homie. Energy is big.
You gotta have that energy, though. Nick Saban taught T-Rich that you got to bring that energy yourself.
I know, but sometimes our energy are like it's fighting. Sometimes I win. Sometimes your energy win. In that moment, your energy won. I have to admit that. But we bouncing back, though.
I don't like your attitude today at all.
See, well, I tell you, T-Rich, he don't like nothing. He don't like my attitude, nothing. Anyway, let's move forward here, man. The Rams are taking on the 49ers tonight in the NFC West showdown on Thursday Night Football. Let's talk a little NFL, T-Rich. The question we had earlier today was, will the winner of this game make the playoffs? Both these teams are fighting in the NFC West right now. You got the Seahawks at the top, I think, at 8-6, I want to say. I think Rams are right at number 2. At what was it? Let me make sure I get it correctly before I tell you the wrong record. I know they're second place right now. It's Seahawks 8-5, Rams 7-6, and then Cardinals and Niners are tied at 6-7. So it's a big time matchup tonight. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win tonight? And do you think either of these teams will make the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's tough with not having your best player, almost I want to say best players, in the NFL for the at least top 5, right? We're not having, Christian there. It's tough and it's hard to rally around.
And Trent, is Trent Williams playing?
Yeah, like Trent hurt too. Like they banged up, bro. Like I don't see them winning it, man. I don't see them. They're not the threat that they've been in the last, 3 to 4 years this year because of injury. Not saying that they can't be that. I just think because of injury, But San Francisco will pull some stuff off, man, and make it to the conference final and everything, man. So it's up and down with them, man. But I go with Matt. I go with the Rams.
Plus, their coach is horrific. Most overrated coach in NFL history, Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, you blurry, homie. You got Boost Mobile cracking
in the history.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan. Yeah,
in the history.
Yeah,
he's better coach than you, though, homie.
He's the most overrated coach.
He's a way better offensive mind than you. He's better at developing quarterbacks. He's better at putting together schemes. And he's got into the big game. So that's all that matters to me.
I developed cats and sent him to him. Who's he developed?
Brock Purdy was a last pick of the NFL draft. You didn't even know of Brock Purdy.
What has he done? They won something? Has Brock Purdy won something?
Super Bowl and outplayed Mahomes. Hold on, I'm not done yet. He took a Jimmy G, who we don't even know where he's at right now. Jimmy the porn star, and took him to a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. Did he finish? No. But to get there, the journey, you forget about the journey. All you care about is the end result. There's a journey to get there, JB. And as a head coach, I thought you, out of all people, would know that. I'm disappointed.
Hey, did Harbaugh not take Kaepernick to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, Harbaugh's one of the best coaches, homie. Harbaugh's one of the best coaches, exactly.
Brock Purdy's a bus rider, not a driver. We already know. Come on, dog. Stop with your narrative, homie.
Purdy about to get 45. Purdy about to get 50 mil next year.
I bet you he's not even there. They're about to ship that dude out like a bag of sardines. That motherfucker's not.
You think they're gonna pay Brock, man?
They're not about to pay him.
They might. I don't know. They might get Brock a franchise. They don't know if they're gonna just pay him. Like
they can't.
But T-Rich, 50 is a franchise deal. that got 60.
They can't long term him though.
That got 60.
By the way, Deshaun Watson has ruined it for the Brock Purdys of the world. I'm just telling you right now. The GMs can't do it. There's no way to sustain it. They have to replace a Trent Williams possibly. Debo Samuel. I'm just gonna be honest. Looks like Samuel Jackson when he played that fat dude in what's called it. He looks fucking horrible. He's fat and out of shape. They just signed a guy who bitched and moaned and cried, T-Rich, and he don't even play it down. Ayuk, the motherfucker was a bust. And then CMC, who they put all that money in, hasn't played but what? 30 snaps all year? Come on, Smitty, talk facts with me, homie, not bullshit. Come on now.
They had a crazy year of injuries. JB, it happens, but I'm not going to forget everything that's happened. They've been to 2 Super Bowls out of like 5 seasons.
How are you going to sign Purdy?
You know how hard that is to do?
How are you going to sign a guy?
I'm not a Purdy defender. I'm not here saying they should pay him. I think Purdy is very average. I've been saying that. You was a guy who was more big on Purdy than I was. All I'm saying is paying him 45 to 50 million. It sounds like a crazy number to us, but that is a discount, is what I'm trying to say. The market is 60 million right now, fellas. So I can say the same thing. He's going to get 45, 50 million, which is a discount.
But things change. You can't now. You lost everybody. You lost your entire roster that you just paid money for.
So what do you think he'll get, 20 million?
No, I don't even know if he'll be there. They'll go after a Sam Darnold.
So do you build the team around him? Like, do you build the team around Brock now? That they just spent all that money and they lost it.
Can't no more. By the way, Steve, I said a crazy take on this show a year ago, and everybody thought I was crazy. And now I got 1,000 DMs saying, "Damn, you called it." I said you should have kept Sam Darnold and got rid of Purdy last year. But what do I know?
I will eat crow. You were 100% right on Sam Darnold. Now, did you roll the dice and take a guess? Yes, you did. But you guessed right. You guessed right on Sam Darnold.
No, it's not a guess, by the way.
You did. Listen, baby. I don't care what you say. There's none of us thought Sam Darnold would play this good. Now you believed in him. But come on now, this motherfucker is balling right now.
Didn't I say that?
No way he's gonna be this good.
But what do I know? Yeah, I don't know shit about quarterbacks. The D-line guy knows more. Anyway, T-Rich, let's dive into some things. I want to show you my bracket real quick that I created.
We don't want to see your shitty bracket. Your bracket's horrible.
And I want to get your takes.
Your bracket sucks.
I want to get T-Rich's take. The
other brother. Yeah.
No, the other
brother. Yeah, the other brother.
Real brother on the show.
You know, shit hit the fan, JB, on this show, and we all met up and shit went down. You know what side T-Rich gonna be on, right? I'm just saying, shit hit the fan. Like, shit hit the fan, and he got to pick a side. You know what's gonna happen, right?
That's where you're fooled. See, that's what you don't. That's that young.
You know that, like
that's that youth in you, that naivety. You're naive, homie.
You can't spell what you just said. You can't.
Hey, T-Rich, if I took him to the hood, if I took Smitty to the hood real quick, Smitty getting stomped in the hood, and I'm just gonna stand there by a bunch of brothers. That's crazy.
I'm good in your hood, homie. I was in your hood last month. Sending you videos.
Let's move on. T-Rich, this is my bracket, T-Rich.
Don't fan me off.
All the shit he talking about. This is my bracket, T-Rich. Where you at with my bracket, T-Rich? Where you at with my bracket, T-Rich?
Your bracket ain't bad. That's Boise. For real,
for real. That's Boise's real.
Your bracket ain't bad.
See, that's what I'm saying.
He gonna look out for you because he's on your show. It's the JB show. Ain't nobody comes on the show and like really just pause, give it to you. I don't give a fuck. I dish you on your show.
Yeah, they do.
Nah, I mean, bro, you gotta think about it. Look what he got up there, though. Like, if you look at what he got, it really should have been how it really supposed to look for real. I don't know about ASU getting a bye. I would have gave Texas a bye before I would have gave them one.
Yeah, either way, I contemplated either way on that because ASU at least won a decent goddamn league, and they didn't have to play Colorado or BYU, by the way. So that was the issue I had. That was a
so my question with this, like, how far do we think Ohio State gonna get? Like, it's like, because this supposed to have been the best team assembled,
Yeah, exactly.
like money can buy, right?
Exactly.
Ohio State
what
can win
do
it
you
all.
do?
They got the ability to win it all. That's my sleeper.
They got the ability to lose first round too.
That's my
The quarterback's horrible.
Nah, they gonna beat Tennessee. I guarantee that. That's my sleeper.
The quarterbacks are horrible.
Yeah, they gonna beat Tennessee though.
Hey, T-Rich, you ever see what they used to call it? When they put the donks or whatever, they put the 24s on the Monte Carlos and shit in the South. Remember they put the 26s and shit and on the Carlos. Yeah. Have you ever seen a hubcap on a Lamborghini? Because that's what the fuck Ohio State is. They got a goddamn hubcap on a Lamborghini. Stop talking about this is the best roster ever. No, it's not. The quarterback.
How you gonna put Bama in and not have Ohio State
garbage.
in? How you put Bama in and not have Ohio State in?
All right,
that don't make no sense.
T-Rich, name me a quarterback that's been this bad that's won a natty. I'm gonna wait. Huh? Say it again. I didn't hear you.
That's all right.
Yeah, because I tuned you out. T-Rich, it's the horrible Ohio State team. All the shit that
But you got Bama in though.
And I got Ohio State in too.
Put your bracket back up. Let me see.
I didn't keep them out.
Okay, my fault. So what's the teams you don't have? You took out SMU and who else?
I took out SMU.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And then
I took out Indiana.
And you brought in South Carolina.
Take them out. Yeah,
and I took out Penn State.
That's okay. That's the one.
That's the one I didn't see up there too. Yeah.
Smitty, I gotta be honest. Penn State ain't played nobody. They ain't beat nobody, and they struggle with a horrible SC team. I gotta be honest. South Carolina, Bama.
But they won though. They beat SC. I don't care about the struggle. They won.
Okay, but
and then they hold on. If that's the case, they almost beat the number one team in the nation last week.
No, but they lost to every team they've played ever. That's ranked in the top 10. James Franklin has yet to win one. James Franklin ain't beat a top 10 team yet.
Their two losses though is Ohio State, who at the
that's all they played, Smitty.
And then Oregon, no. Number
but those are the two teams they played. Those are the two teams they played.
I know, but how you remove them because they have they got two losses against two of the top teams in this thing that's in the playoffs. So you remove them from the whole shit and then bring in Bama, who lost to Vandy. Oklahoma, shitty Oklahoma, and they got a Tennessee loss, which was that's a good loss, quote unquote. You know what I mean? That's a decent loss. But Vandy, bro, and Oklahoma, and we're saying, and they lost more. They got two shitty losses versus a team that only lost two, but actually had two good, like Ohio State and Oregon. If you're gonna lose, those are teams you lose against.
Hey, Bailey,
that don't make sense.
Baby, throw some water on us, make us big. This is my issue. Can we talk about the wins? Can we talk about the wins? Can we talk about the wins, though?
I can't remember about the losses, homie.
By the way, all three of those teams that I put in there, have a stronger strength of schedule than Penn State. And that is supposed to matter. That was supposed to matter, and it doesn't matter. And that's the fact. That's why my bracket, don't have them in there. That's all.
Listen, it matters to a sprinkle level, though. Like,
that's feminine.
That's
feminine, whatever that is.
It's a sprinkler. It's Salt Bay. Imagine it's a big ass pie or a big ass cake, and there's pieces to that pie, piece of that cake. Strength of schedule is one of those.
So okay, let me ask you.
But
I
that's
took
the whole
SMU
thing.
out. No one's bitching about SMU being out. They only lost one game, and everybody's talking about they should have been in if they didn't play a title game. But guess what? They beat nobody, and they're ranked 75th in the nation in strength of schedule. They should be out of there.
SMU's the one team that if they were out and it was replaced by like whoever, I wouldn't be mad. That's the
Who
one.
Indiana-
I'll
who
give you
Indiana-
like
who
if you
Indiana
put
beat?
Bama or Miami
Indiana
above
beat?
SMU,
Who did
I'm
Indiana beat?
not pissed off about it.
Who did
Like,
Indiana beat? Oh, my bad. Nobody. And guess what? They didn't even play. They didn't even play.
Indiana
Penn
beat the
State.
teams on their
Yeah,
schedule.
They didn't even
I feel
play
like they
Penn
got
State,
Indiana
T-Rich.
in there just because.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. T-Rich. At least T-Rich.
Yeah, they
if
just
this
got
guy-
Indiana in there just because they want them to be a Cinderella story.
T-Rich, if this is real, and it goes back to what we just discussed with Clemson playing South Carolina last game of the year and losing and then going in and getting in at 3 losses. If we're going to be real, same shit, man. The same shit. Indiana and Penn State should have at least played in their own conference then. If you're really going to be forethinkers, then that would have eliminated one of those two teams, and it showed us, oh, shit, both of these teams are shitty. See, Indiana didn't even play Penn State. And I think they probably would have beat Penn State. That's how crazy it is. I think they beat Penn State.
But that's so we're talking more of a scheduling issue, which I agree with that. I think
but scheduling proves
right, strict schedule. Right. So I agree. I think scheduling, there needs to be a difference in all conferences. I think they we need to make the best play the best in the season so we actually see what's going on. But since that didn't happen, to me, a three loss team should never make this playoff unless they win their conference. That's the only way you get in. If you have 3 losses, you should never be in above anybody. I don't care what your schedule is. If you got 3 losses, well, that's on you. You chose your schedule, homie. That's what it is. You should never, because if we do that, now we're going down a scary territory where it's like, all right, well, shit. This team is 7-5, but they played in the SEC. They 5 losses was all in the SEC. Their schedule was way harder than your schedule. So you had 2 losses. We had 5, but I think this 7-5 team better than y'all because they played in the SEC. Because now it's like, all right, where do we draw the line? 3 losses shouldn't get in the playoffs, in my opinion, unless you won the conference. So that's why I'm arguing for that.
Here's the issue I have. I think we are discrediting, and it's really, if we look at just this season, what you guys are talking about, I believe we're discrediting Vanderbilt and how good that team was top to bottom. If you watch the teams they played in their conference and should have beat, who they did beat, we're forgetting that they were this close to beating a Texas team after beating Bama. We're forgetting the teams that they could have easily beat, and this team could be an 8-2 team sitting here. That's how close to games they lost.
We're also forgetting that they were this close to losing against a bad Ball State team. We were at your house watching it. It was tied up in the 4th quarter.
That's my point about football being watered down, isn't it? I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't know. That's me. That's what I'm saying. I'm just throwing it out there. T-Rich, aliens are for real, though. But listen, real quick. Larry Fitzgerald tweeted –
edible right now.
Larry Fitzgerald tweeted at his or Junior, I guess, tweeted to his daddy, Larry Fitzgerald Sr., to delete his post regarding the Randy Moss health concerns. Do you know anything? T-Rich got it. Oh, no, he's back. Do you know anything about T-Rich, the Randy Moss's issue or anything? Guess he got some health issues.
I think he got liver cancer, man. I think he's fighting liver cancer right now, man, which is crazy. Because he's a great dude, man. I'm talking about you meet him and you know him, man. He give you respect, bro. And he's one of those guys that you just look up to. Like, damn, like I still talk about it today. Like when my kid catch the ball, oh, he got Moss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the kids still say it today.
You got Moss.
That's
a
a
segment.
big
They made a
impact
segment
on the.
Yeah, man. And to his point, add on to that, like, yeah, that's something that's in the backyard as a kid. Before the segment, JB, we just in the backyard, 10 years old, whatever, throwing the ball up. Oh, he just mossed you. You know what I'm saying? Kind of similar vein where when you shoot a pepper ball in a trash can, you know what you say, Kobe, like just, you know, like he's that type of guy. So, but on a bigger level, obviously, you know, T's and P's for him. Pray he can fight through this and you know, just get back healthy for sure. So if it is liver cancer, I know that's the rumor. I don't know if that's like been confirmed or not, but whatever it is, it was serious enough to get him off air. So and he had to talk about it. So I pray that he gets healthy because you definitely don't want to hear that from anybody, especially one of the all-time greats, though. So
yeah, no doubt. While T-Rich is trying to figure it out if he comes back or not, let's figure out this Rams-Niners showdown real quick, and let's do some ride or die.
Ride or die.
Ride or die segment brought to you by BetUS. My bad. Okay, where we at? Ride or die, Big Smitty. I got to ask you, Matthew Stafford or Brock Purdy?
Oh, come on, man. You know I'm riding with Matthew Stafford. This is an easy one. Matthew Stafford is night and day better than Brock Purdy, even at Purdy's peak. Stafford was still better than him, but especially this season. I'm riding with Matthew Stafford, JB. Easy.
Yeah, it's not even a question. I don't even have to answer it. Ride or die, 49ers running back by committee or Kyren Williams?
I'm going to roll with, we had a Notre Dame legend here on the show, so I'm riding with Notre Dame. I'm riding with Kyren Williams. We talked about it earlier. The man has scored, I think, a touchdown in every game except one. He's been rolling as like a legit back. I believe he's top 5 or top 6 in rushing yards total this season, in total rushing yards, excuse me. I'm riding with Kyren Williams, man.
T-Rich has audio issues going on because he's got a bunch of people at the house calling in and using the Wi-Fi, so he's going to, I said we'll see him Tuesday. Yeah, I'm rolling with Kyren Williams. Scores every game. They're starting to get rolling on offense. The Niners are coming off. They went in and dominated a Chicago Bear team in turmoil. But can they live up to the bill and play a team that they have, for the most part, dominated in the regular season? But this is a playoff environment tonight, in my opinion. And Sean McVay owns Kyle Shanahan in playoff environments. I'm rolling with Kyren Williams getting that done. Ride or die. Speaking of Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan?
No, I got to ride with Sean McVay. Sean McVay is a Super Bowl winner. He's similar in terms of great offensive mind. They come from a similar coaching tree. Then they coach together on Washington early years. Obviously, I'm a big Shanahan guy, which I praise, but that don't mean I think he's a number one coach, right? Again, Sean McVay has actually went to Super Bowl twice and actually won one. So I have to give him the edge over Shanahan, but it doesn't mean that Shanahan isn't one of the best coaches in the league today.
He's the worst coach in the league. Ride or die. I'm going with Sean McVay. Ride or die. Puka and Cooper Kupp or Kittle and Debo?
This year, right now, I got to ride with Puka and Cooper, man. And Cooper is playing well, but Puka is playing like next level. I'm a big Puka guy. Puka. I'm riding with Puka and Cooper Kupp.
And he would have been on the white team.
Who? No, he wouldn't have, bro. He's a minority.
Homie, we already settled this.
He's minority, bro. He would have been with us.
Not minority, homie. He rolls with the Usos. Roll with the whites.
I don't care who he's friends with. I'm saying his skin is colored, homie. Like he's not white. Like white is real simple. White is like you're white. Like there's nothing else to it. Just white.
It's not real simple.
If you're anything outside of that, you're not white.
So a British person is white?
I got to look at it.
What do you mean, homie? I thought you said anything that's not white or it is not black.
I'm saying look at Puka. Puka light skin.
No, he's not.
Puka like Bailey.
Uso mixed with white. Bailey. He has no black in him whatsoever.
Uso
is white, homie. He's Uso and white.
Puka's not white, homie.
He's white and Uso.
What's his parents?
White and Uso.
Which one of his parents is white?
Don't matter.
No,
White's dominant. White is dominant. White is a dominant gene, homie. Have you seen my daughter?
I mean, no, I don't know why I laugh. I'm sorry.
White and black are the two. White and black are the only dominant genes. What are you talking about? Did you go to sex ed class, homie, in 8th grade?
8th grade?
Do you not know? Do you know the two? What are the primary colors?
I think black and white.
Okay, and then what are the dominant gene colors?
I don't know.
Black and white. So I don't know if you know that. Black and white are the only two dominant gene colors, and they're primary also. So you need white or black to make green, red, blue. I don't know if you knew that.
You a bad boy, JB.
I just make sure you knew that. So
you a bad boy.
I think my boy. Here's the crazy part about it. Puka is related to my boy Spree, who's a brother, right? But his mom is Portuguese. Hold on, though. No. They're related down the line. But their mom is Portuguese, white, and Hawaiian, and I believe Tongan, right?
Yeah.
And then white. There's no black in there, homie.
Well, okay. Well, he's not on neither team then. That's the real answer. He's not team white or team black.
He is. He's on team white. He's on team white, homie.
No, he's not.
Yes, it is. We already.
You want him so bad because you know that the odds is against y'all and y'all reaching.
No, it's not. Him and CMC are all over here on me, and we got Scatterboo, and we got Scatterboo coming in.
Since he hurt, all your top white players get hurt. Cooper Kupp get hurt.
And we got Scatterboo coming in with Cooper DeJean. This year's team before the season ends that we end up doing is going to mollywop. I'm just throwing it out there, homie. The white team's going to dominate this year. Can't wait for that segment. Aliens are real.
Stop putting your fist up, homie. When you put your fist up, it's different. Don't do that.
49er fans, ride or die. 49er fans or SoFi fans.
Oh, that's
Let
easy.
that sink in.
Bang, Niner gang.
Let that sink in.
Bang, Niner gang. One of my favorite stadiums so far that I've had a chance to go to multiple times is up north. Going to a 49ers game. They fans are loyal. It's a fun environment. They're everywhere too, but they come out. They come out right there. Matter of fact, is the game here in LA or is it in the Bay?
It's here, homie.
So okay, my point is it's gonna be more Niners fans at this game than UC Rounds fans. I guarantee that. It's gonna be flooded in red all around the damn crowd.
Wrong. It's in San Fran.
Okay, thank you, Bailey.
For
capping JB on that. For fact, that's how you do it, Bailey. Thank you. That's how you do it.
What's the weather
Either
like?
way, it's more Niners fans, homie.
What's the weather like up there? Because it's gonna be windy and cool here tonight. What's it gonna be like in Frisco? Or
what they gotta do with the fans?
It's actually Santa Clara. But people don't realize it's about an hour away from Frisco.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's not Frisco. Yeah.
It's supposed to be raining. I think
a lot of the team lives in San Jose, and then they, you know what I mean.
Nobody lives in San Jose. I think they it's gonna rain. No.
Why?
It's
Joe
supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain, homie.
Why you? Hold on. Why you? We talking about the better fan base, and you talking about the weather right now, Joe Accord. Huh?
Are you talking to me or Joe Accord?
Talking to you. My fault. I'm calling you Joe Accord.
Oh, yeah, I figured that.
Jason Accord.
Because the weather matters, homie. Does it not?
Yeah, just like your transition was crazy. Like I thought we were still talking about
he said factor cap it's in Santa Clara, and then I asked him what the weather was going to be like. That's all. I was just asking.
Well, Bailey says possible rain.
I heard it's storming rain.
Well, you heard wrong. Bailey got the real answer. He says possible
Joe
rain.
Accord, what's the fucking weather like, homie?
Call in right now. What's the weather, Joe? Joe will really call in right now, though, like break the weather down. Maybe, hey guys, it's gonna be cloudy with a chance of meatballs. It's gonna be a little bit of rain.
Joe. Are you taking the over or the under tonight per Bet US?
What's the number on Bet US? Look it up real quick.
I know I'm taking the under though.
Look it up real quick, homie.
I already know it. I'm taking the under.
I think it's 48.5. If I had to guess, I'd probably say 48.5 on Bet US. Like that's just my guess though. Is that right, JB?
Your guess is horrible.
I was not right. Bet US.
It's 48.5.
I'm a bad.
I'm a bad boy.
You already looked.
Where it has 24, 26, 24, 6, 20. I'm taking the over, homie. I'm taking the over. It's Thursday night. Thursday night, they've been scoring on Thursday for some reason this year. They've been putting up points on Thursdays. So they're gonna Shanahan, McVay putting up points, baby.
Can I be honest? I told you guys that you think I'm lying to you. I'll show you, but I don't like to put kids out there. But I could show you if I need to, since all you bitch-ass fucking weirdo fucks in the chat won't believe. Every time a job comes open every year, I still have the majority of the roster DMs me wanting me to coach them. That is a great sign for America when the Bill Belichick's of the world, Rich Rods of the world, and these other old heads get jobs. So I have a little hope that the youngsters will buy in to a Belichick and stuff. I just wanted to share that because the entire Jackson State roster is DMing me right now.
Really?
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Coach JB, please come to Jackson State to be our head coach. We're talking to AD right now about bringing you on. Now, listen, here's the issue. I get these DMs all the time. The problem is, listen, kids, and I'm not gonna say her name. You have no say.
Hold on, what's the name again?
The AD, huh?
No, who's the name of the player you said again? That reached out to you?
Jackson State.
No, who was the player? The player though from there. What's his name?
Jackson State. So
okay.
I'm saying you guys unfortunately don't have a say because these ADs don't listen to you guys. You're the piece of meat in the meat market, unfortunately, and that's why they don't want me there because they know I won't treat you that way, and it'll change the whole game. And I'd be a national championship.
Do you really think though, like JB, like all these schools just came together? It was like, hey, we cannot fucking hire JB because this motherfucker crazy as hell. Like, you think Jackson State care? They don't probably give a fuck. They probably want somebody look crazy over there.
It's a known thing. Homie, I got messages I could show you from like big time coaches, bosses. Remember, right when Netflix ended, here's FYI.
You got
Netflix,
too many connections though.
It doesn't matter.
How can you not get your foot in the door now? I don't
but
make
look,
sense
when Sark texts me and shows me what his boss told him when he would have tried to get me on as just an analyst after Netflix and says absolutely no way we could touch him.
But that was then though, right? Like
it doesn't matter, homie. It
was like 10 years ago now.
Anyway, it doesn't change, homie. You think it changes?
I just feel like whatever they were like. So listen, at that time, just being neutral, right? Taking myself out of this and putting my business hat on, putting my GM hat on, my AD hat on. It was controversy after the show about whatever, true or not, whatever. People, it was controversy, right? So if I'm a AD, a GM, whatever, maybe freshly off of Netflix, maybe I'm a little nervous, maybe like freshly after the show. Okay, cool. But at some point, it's like, all right. The shit's cooled down. People don't even remember a lot of the shit. Let's move on. Let's bring them. Like we see it at the NFL level, in other levels too. And like when there's noise around a certain coach or even a player or something, they wait till stuff dies down. Then they're like, all right, now it'll be cool. And then they bring them in. I just would think at some point they would just get over it and be like, all right, like JB cool, let's bring them in. But I don't know.
Hey, by the way, next week. I believe Shaun Moore just texted me and said he thinks he can come on next week.
All right.
Head coach of Michigan. So shout out to Shaun. Good dude. Known him a long time. Great dude. He just hired a new OC. So good.
There you go. Big Shaun Moore. Make sure y'all stay tuned. That'd be a big one. Let's do some white people shit to end this, man, so we can go ahead and get going, pay these bills. White people shit brought to you by Prize Picks. Make sure you go to Prize Picks right now. Tell them we sent you. And shout out to our boys at winnable.com as well, man. Shout out to Winnable. They send us, I gotta get you your box, JB, whenever I see you. You got a nice little gift box over here.
I got a ticker too. I don't know where you're gonna put it, maybe below.
Yeah, I might put it up. I might just take it and I ain't put it up, just have it in my house. So we'll see.
I'm not gonna give it to you then.
Well, I mean, just give it to me now. I'll make a decision. You know what I'm saying?
But it doesn't work that way.
All right, white people shit. Let's start with white people shit.
Do you have a segment for yourself? Because that's
let's start with white people shit right now, y'all. White people shit.
Oh, hell.
We don't have this coon problem or possum or something. I'm not, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure what it is. He's right in here. I don't feel comfortable going in there with him and stuff.
Oh my God, you're not. Dude, there's a bear in there.
I haven't been able to get him out yet, so. Can we get him off of our walls or something? I mean, what we got to do here? No, I'm telling you, I've been trying to get him out. He won't get out. Well, you ain't used to this kind of thing?
No. We can't just open the door.
Is that Orko?
I think so.
Hold on, homie. Is that Orko? He called Orko?
Hey, but Buddy thought he walked in. He thought it was just like some regular, like little shit.
Orko, homie, what are they just exterminators? No,
he thought it was some roaches and stuff, like a squirrel or something, like at most, like just something little. He said, "Bro, you're a bear, bro." Turned around so quick.
He thought it was your apartment.
That's hilarious, homie.
That's a setup, though. He's a content creator, right?
Yeah, it's funny though. Regardless, though, I like that. I like that content.
It's fake, right?
It's fake for sure, but I like that content.
I don't like doing fake shit on this. It discredits the show. I only like real shit.
I mean, you've been caught out before. I mean, you do. Matt said it best. You do stuff for clicks and likes. You know, like we've known that for a long time. Matt came on.
I don't think that way though. That's where you guys are wrong. I don't think I do it for clicks and likes. I just do it because it's what I want to do. Because I do what I want to do, not what I have to do.
Let's end the show the best way we can with some black people shit. Let's see what we got.
Quick. It's okay if I sit right here? All right, but appreciate that.
Hey, welcome back, Sigmas and Alphas. And in today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to get a girl's number. So step one is friendly conversation, all right? You want to approach her with a genuine smile and start a casual conversation. Remember, though, you're trying to f*** on the first link, so keep it quick.
I'm Jay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's a little hot out here. Yeah.
Step two, build a connection. I know you don't really give a fuck about her hobbies, dreams, or aspirations, but still, keep the chat fun and relaxed. Share a bit about yourself and find something you both like.
So what do you like to do for fun?
I don't know.
You don't play sports?
No.
Golf? No? Okay. Cool.
Step four, we're almost there, King. Now ask for her number confidently. When the moment feels right, say something like, I've had a great time talking with you. Can I get your number so we can continue this? And remember, always be respectful and confidence is the key. On the first date.
So we had like a really cool conversation.
Yeah.
Can I get your number?
Yeah.
All right, good. Appreciate that. So here you go.
That's fake too, though.
Man, that's black people. No. The girl, that wasn't. No, that's real. No, the girl wasn't a part of that. No, real shit. The girl was not a part of that skit.
Come on,
she thought it was funny, so it worked, and he got her number. He don't know her from Adam. That's real. That's a real game, though. Like, cause girl, you know what I learned, JB, over my 31 years of life. Women love to laugh. If a man can make them laugh, make them feel good inside, that's a huge thing.
That's why I've had more pussy than the law allows.
Are you funny?
What?
Are you funny?
Yeah, I'm one of the funniest people in the world.
Okay, I was just asking. I didn't say you weren't. I was just getting.
I've been told. That's what I've been told.
So what? So what's your go-to? Like how do you when you meet a new girl, new woman who you want to take home and entertain? Who do you like? Like what's your go-to? Like if somebody's watching, if Keith Smith is watching this right now and he want to take some notes of how can he get laid tonight, what should Keith Smith do?
First of all, you got to drink diet water. He has to drink a gallon of diet water to start the night off. Hopefully by then, his nipples will decrease in size and his titties will get off his kneecaps. Once that occurs, which maybe 6 to 8 weeks, he could get the titties off the kneecaps. He can go then and approach with some confidence because you have to have some self-confidence, right? You just said it. So if you get some self-confidence after you lost, so if your titties were on your kneecaps and you got those off your kneecap, like, so now they, you know what I'm saying? Now they, let's say here. Let's say they're here now. You know what I'm saying? Because they were, you know, here. Now they're here. Now Keith can go to a bar or whatever and say, you know, in Quad Cities, Iowa, and say, hey, girl, Caitlin Clark, what's up? Can I holler at you? I know you're a big-time athlete. And whoop, whoop, whoop. Or he has to get on that swipe app thing and then just grab any bitch he can, which he's probably going to have to do. Right now. Right now. What
Tinder? Is it called Tinder?
Whatever it is. Tinder, yeah.
I heard you got an account on there.
No, somebody made a fake account of me, though. If you see, did I show you?
Fake? I thought it was a real one. Okay.
They did me and Pat Perez, homie. You should have saw that shit.
Yeah, I bet it was booming, wasn't it?
I don't know how it works, but they did a fake thing.
You should reach out to Tinder.
No, we had to report it. We had to report it.
No. Oh, I'm so smart. Reach out to Tinder. Send them like a small little deck. They pay you like a partnership, and you do like a little just for social content. You make a actual profile, and you go and you do like a speed dating or whatever, like with 5 women who go on there who you match with, and it's like film. You know what I'm saying? Y'all meet at a spot, whatever. Everything's set up. You protected, of course. Everything cool. Boom. Go out on YouTube. I guarantee you, Tinder will pay you some money for that. And it don't have to be Tinder. Any of those dating platforms. Just pitch the same idea to all those platforms. You will get you a nice bag. Go JB dating, bro. What? And you be JB the whole time? I swear to God, if you don't do that, JB, you don't want to get rich. You don't give a fuck about money. This ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just helping you out as the homie. Fucking make a deck, send it to Tinder and all other dating apps. Pitch it this way. Money's right there. I guarantee it.
I don't
if
get
I'm
it.
wrong, punch me in my face.
I don't get it still. Say it again.
Make a pitch deck about a short form series online of JB speed dating. But it's gonna be
is that what it does? Is that what that's
no. But it's not.
So they're gonna change their entire model for me.
It's a dating app, but I'm saying the show itself, we can't show 5 1-hour dates. So I'm saying the way it will be sliced and diced will be like almost like a speed dating or like short form dating, like bits from each date, right? But it's gonna be sponsored by Tinder, to where it's gonna be branded by Tinder.
Totally fake though, because I don't put my personal shit out there and I don't do it. I will scoop you up on the boat though. Like I can swoop a bitch up on the boat, homie.
That might be the thing.
Yeah, I can do it, but
boat dates with Coach JB sponsored by Tinder.
But I'd be myself, and it would probably I'd be hated even more.
No, you be loved. You'll blow up more, homie, in a good way.
I'll be hated though, because I'm gonna tell the bro like, man.
But you say you're done coaching, so it don't matter. If you done coaching, fuck it. At this point, fuck it. If you for real done coaching, don't want to coach.
I've been done coaching. I've been done coaching, homie.
All right, well, fuck it then. If they hate you, they love you, they watching. Just think about it, homie. I'm just trying to get you rich. Just think about it. That's all
I'm trying to get us rich so we could,
But me, I'm a real selfless person, so I naturally think about my homies.
That's all I ever do. I only give. So I only give. You get, I give.
Chat, would y'all watch chat? If you did a speed dating or a yacht dating show with Coach JB, would y'all watch? Just put yes or no in the chat. Just be real. Yes or no, real quick. Appreciate y'all for coming on, man. Like, subscribe, become a member. Make sure you go check out our other channel. We're gonna be putting exclusive content, behind the scenes, yacht content, smoking sticks content, AE content, poker content, Super Bowl party content, you name it. We got it. It's gonna be there. Make sure you subscribe. And me and JB gonna be in the Discord all day today. We're gonna be in all the channels. We just all day just texting. You want to have an exclusive conversation with us in the Discord? You gotta become a member right now. I'm seeing a lot of yeses in the chat.
What if we took the 5? Let's say, Chris, don't take no offense by this. Let's take the 5 women I see right here. So let's say Lucy, Leah, Chris, Jazzy. Is there a 5th woman in there?
I think I just see 4 right now.
Then we just do 4. I take all 4 of those on a date and we film it.
You can do that for sure.
Because they're loyal. They're loyal, memorable. And we take.
Yeah, do it. No, for sure.
What kind of date? What kind of date would it be?
They all would love it.
What kind of date would it be?
But I think if you do it that way, it should be 4 different types of dates. So do one of them on the yacht, one of them at the crib, Netflix and chill. One of them maybe like out to eat at the homie restaurant, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Then like the 4th one, maybe y'all gotta go like I'm trying to think something creative. Like maybe it's like an interactive, like y'all arcade or something where you gotta like, like putt or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Something you gotta be active, bowling. That might be kind of dope. And it's like 4 different experiences, and you be JB the whole time, whatever. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You do it. And these women love you too. Like Leah loves you. Lucy loves you. Chris rock with you. And then Jazzy loves you. So like they would love to do
I don't go out though. I don't go out.
We're doing it for.
I'd have to bring like all.
There's so many butts and like
it'd have to be all to the house, but I'll just have them in a different room of the house. Like one would be in the theater, one would be in the
cigar lounge,
one would be outside. I got Top Golf at the house. I got Top Golf at the house on the side.
Yes, you do. That's actually a good point. You could do it all at the house. Do one in your bedroom, one in the jacuzzi, one in the cigar lounge, and one in the movie theater.
Which one is the jacuzzi?
Leah. But I mean, pick your.
Why Leah?
Huh?
Why are you saying Leah?
Not I see. I'm a production. I'm a producer.
Leah,
so like,
Leah, don't take this. Smitty's bullshitting. He bullshitted you on that.
No, I'm a producer, so I'm just thinking like from a production standpoint. I'm just matching what scenes match with the right personalities. It's a personality thing. It has nothing to do with nothing else. Personalities.
How you don't even know Leah like that?
I think like Chris should be. I think Chris will be.
Leah don't like water. How do I know?
I think Chris would be with you in a cigar lounge, like a cigar lounge. I think Lucy will be in a movie room with you. And who was the last one? Jazzy be in the bedroom with you.
What?
Huh? I'm saying that the different rooms, Jazzy will be in the bedroom with you. I'm just going off of personalities. I think.
Doing what? Why?
Just personality, just energy. I think that just makes sense for her. But I think, yeah, that's the room. So Leah hot tub, Jazzy bedroom, Chris like cigar lounge, poker table, whatever. Lucy movie theater. That's the 4 episodes. We pitch it that way. 4 20-minute episodes sponsored by Tinder. Oh my God. You know what? I need some money now because I didn't give you too much. Now I need a finder's fee. Just 10%. That's all I need. 10%. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. See, that's what Chris said.
Yeah, different. Yeah. Because JB don't like leaving. I prefer him leaving. Like
it's too crazy outside. I go out. I get to pictures. I don't want to do all
that popular. I've been out with you, homie.
Yeah. Well, every time we've been out, there's been someone that wants to take.
Yeah, I got a handful. 2
or
3.
Here's the thing. So
you ain't fucking love.
I'll cook for each woman.
See, look at Lucy. Told you.
Different meal. What?
She said, yeah. See,
I'll cook a different meal for each woman.
Yep.
Like a romantic whole thing, like
Yep.
Candles.
Yep.
The romantic.
Put Ash and Callie up. You know what I mean?
Up what?
Just put them up so they're not in the way. You know what I mean?
No, they're on the show. They're in the. They're gonna be here, homie.
You might have put my on that side yard. Put that.
Chris is a sister. She loved dogs. So
Chris loved dogs. She do.
Lucy loved dogs. She white.
Yeah, love Lucy.
Leah, she got a dog, I think. So I think Leah would rock with a dog. She'll
Jazzy.
Now Jazzy like a sister. She gonna have to do it. She got to deal with it though.
Jazzy eat hot Cheetos. She ain't. Yeah. Jackson, I'm down for Chef JB cooking. See, look.
Leah loves dogs too.
Yeah.
So they all in. You guys all in? Leah, I'll fly you out. Lucy, I'll fly you out. Jazzy, I'll fly you out. Chris, you're here. I'll give you gas.
All right. So listen. So all we gotta do is make the deck today.
You do it. I don't know how to do that.
You know how to make a deck, or who made your sponsorship deck? The one you've been having. Who made that for you? We'll have her do it, and then I'll find a connect from. I'll find the marketing partnership person at each of the dating apps.
Like it has to be real too. Like it has to be real. Like whatever cracks.
What you mean by that?
Oh, Mike Tomlin's on McAfee, homie.
What do you mean by whatever cracks during the day cracks? Like what does that mean? Exactly?
I think McAfee's gonna have Rich Rod on too.
Yeah, but like when you say whatever cracks crack on the date with Chris, Lucy, Leah, and Jazzy, what do you mean by that?
Say it again.
Hey, y'all, it's been a hell of a show. I really gotta go. 9:15, got stuff to do. Bailey, I know you gotta go too. He tired, he sleepy, he young, he can't hang. So hey, y'all have a great show. Got one more tomorrow. Free game Friday, gonna be crazy. Yeah, I'm about to say something. I'm keeping myself. Y'all have a good one. Load the show, and see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.